Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to be rude. My name is Jonathan.
You want to do it?
How you get in my house?
Okay, I'll tell you, but you gotta promise not to get mad. I took your doorknob off.
Get out of my house!
I told you not to get mad. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to be rude. My name is Jonathan.
How you get in my house?
Okay, I'll tell you, but you gotta promise not to get mad. I took your doorknob off.
Get out of my house!
I told you not to get mad.
It has been. Indeed, it's been quite a long time, but there are a number of patch notes.
Error loading most recent patch notes. Loading prior update.
Yeah, but all the patch notes are in there and all of your DM abilities. But I figured for the stream and for all you guys, they are on your sheets, but if you want to go ahead and open up your character sheets as well, they're also on there. And you can go ahead and read them off starting in reverse alphabetical order. To give everybody a little preparation, that would be the Silver Mop. And I will go first, and Steiner isn't here today. He's not feeling that great. But Silver Mop, for level 30, he upgraded his contact uses. His empowering aura is clean slate. But his DM ability that he just got, using one action point, the Silver Mop can summon one of his past lives to join him for up to 10 minutes. He can do this while using his silver form transformation, but cannot summon one of the forms he's currently using. The Moonlit Echo rolls its own initiative and begins their turn upon that roll. The Moonlit Echo shares Mop's current health pool, and when it takes damage, Mop takes half as much damage.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Incredible.
With that, we go to Jeffrey Hale.
Hello, it is me, Jeffrey Hale. New ability, Iron Will. When Jeffrey would be put to 0 health, he instead drops to 1 and cannot be dropped below 1 for the next round of attack. If Jeffrey is hit 4 or more times after he is brought to 1 HP, he fails a death save. If he is hit 8 or more times, he fails death saves. And if he is hit 12 or more times, he fails 3 death saves. This goes into effect only if Jeffrey is actually dropped to 0 HP. Empowering Aura, Tough as Nails. When allies stand within 30 of Jeffrey, they gain advantage of 5 on toughness saves.
Kira, I know
And
you're.
last but
I know
not
you
least-
like to get into character, but remember, El Phantasma's the one that got turned into a robot, not Jeffrey.
Right.
You're
Not yet, anyways.
You're roboting out a lot.
Oh, well, I
Why
mean,
does
that
this
happens
always- why
apparently
does
every
this-
time we do D&D.
Yeah, every
Bruh.
time. It's never effective until we're either doing D&D
I
or
hate
you
that.
have to
Why does
talk.
it do that? Such a pain
I don't
in the
know.
neck.
I
It was
I
fine
streamed
yesterday.
my own campaign, and it was fine. But yeah, when it's here, it's just terrible, and
Faye
I
is
could
just
not tell
being
you
a
why.
bitch, hacking your internet. It's like, nah, you
Yeah,
can't. let Jeffrey.
apparently.
Sounds fine now,
d-
but as soon as you go back to talking, I'm sure
DM
it's gonna robot.
ability. Stronger will. Jeffrey will always win ties on contested rolls and DCs, meaning if Jeffrey and an enemy roll a 25, even if the enemy is attacking Jeffrey, Jeffrey will still win on the save. This also applies when an enemy is
Hey.
trying to beat a DC save from one of Jeffrey's abilities. If Jeffrey's DC is a 35 and the enemy rolls a 35, even though they met the DC, they will still fail. Additionally, Jeffrey can use reaction up to 3 times per short or long rest to boost his roller D by 4 to give himself just a little more power in the given situation.
All right, that brings us to Ian Edmonton.
I've already explained my abilities.
You have a new DM ability though that you can read.
Yeah, I'm not using that trash ability.
Uh huh. Oh, it's trash, you say.
I don't know. It's kind of expensive.
It's expensive. However, you
Pretty
have
much,
it.
I gain unpredictable. All right, which means anyone who's played Broken Tail should know. But for the one person who hasn't, 2
Yay.
people,
Hey, man.
There was an
Two people
ability
didn't.
called Unpredictable.
I used it all the time. It makes it so you can't use reactions on attacks.
And you can put it on any normal attack for 2, and any
That's why I
heavy
didn't
attack
care
for
because I
4.
didn't have reactions. Oh.
And
You showed me, Caboodle.
I'm not gonna play your game. Haha.
I'll just have
Nice.
no reaction.
You got me there.
All right, that brings us up to Cortez Cantanilla.
Quintanilla.
Quintanilla. I was close. Close. At least I didn't say Centania.
Quintanilla.
Quintanilla.
Error loading most recent patch notes. Loading prior update. Wait, am I reading everything or just the DM ability?
Let's go with just the DM ability. As much as I
Okay.
would love to hear all of them read from everybody, just for the time's sake, we'll read the DM ability that people haven't really heard
Gotchas.
of yet.
So DM ability, decisive attack. Cortez can plan an additional move by using 1 action point on his turn. Cortez will then roll an additional d20 at the end of his turn and add that to the initiative order. He will be able to take a second turn in that round of initiative. After that additional attack turn is finished, it is removed from the initiative. Cortez may use this ability on his normal turn.
So essentially,
Hell yeah.
he gets a second turn up to 3 times. And that could be right next to each other depending on what he rolls in the initiative.
Poggers.
And then that
That's
brings
huge.
over to Ambrose Eriksson.
Fun stuff over here, guys. I have the ability Soul Shield, which a target within a certain distance will gain 500 decaying temporary health, which goes down 250 at the target's turn and goes down another 250 at the start of Ambrose's turn. And he also... Are we reading the auras as well?
We're just reading the DM ability.
Okay. The DM ability is Softening Field. Ambrose can cause the energy in the world around him to wrap around himself and allies to create a cushion that lessens the damage done to all allies by half within 120 feet of Ambrose until the start of his next turn. And adversely, in his dark theme, he has a new ability as well called Piercing Field, which is the inverse of that. Enemies within 120 feet take double the damage dealt to them.
Yeah. right, that brings us over to Athena Rose.
I have an error. That's cool. Uh, I have for my DM ability, I have mental magic. Athena has begun to gain a grasp of magic and the energy around her, able to pull from knowledge of previous arcane texts, as well as her knowledge on how the mind works. Because of this, Athena can spend 8 energy and attempt to develop a spell. Athena will roll a mental save based on the DC, which is determined by the DM. This number will change based on the complexity and difficulty and far away it is from Athena's normal skill set. On a success, Athena can add that spell permanently to her list of spells. On a fail, nothing happens, but attempting that same spell again makes the DC easier in most circumstances. Athena can attempt to create a spell once a day, but may attempt again using an inspired action. I get to do magic Harry Potter things.
Anyway,
Exactly.
Ash Moriana.
You're a wizard, Athena.
Oh my God.
What?
I know
You're
we
hairy.
can find that read, but it's actually in our chat, and I don't know why I didn't scroll up, so I replied to it, Dylan.
I saw it.
But anyways, my DM ability is called Lingering Shot. Shoot out a thin line of blood that leaves a trail to your position, that leaves a gushing wound. Additional attacks that hit targets who have been hit by a lingering shot can utilize Ash's sadist and masochist points, even if the attack doesn't come from Ash. This lingering wound lasts until the start of Ash's next turn. Wait, what?
So essentially,
read-
if you hit someone with a lingering shot, which is just a double the action point cost of a it's in more detail on your actual sheet, like a player handbook. But essentially, like if you attack someone, right, and hits them with a lingering shot, then Ian and Mop go attack them. You can say, hey, I'm going to add a sadist point to your attack, Ian, and he can use it as well. Some of them you can do normal, but like some of the damage ones, you can just add if someone else hits a target that you left a lingering shot on. Like say Mop hits a target for 1,000 damage and you add 800 damage worth of sadist points on there, then that's 1,800 damage on a single attack.
I don't mean this in that way because I'm just trying to get to understand it, but I can do that with my tether, by the way.
Yes, you can do some of that with your tether, but this also allows you to kind of have more leeway because there's no range on this one either. It's just if you hit that person, it works. And if it doesn't seem like it's strong enough, I will definitely change it as abilities have been said in the past.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to the last one, Arya Becker.
What's my DM ability?
I mean,
Last resort. No,
last resort 2.
last part 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
I got Sonic Burst. Arya can add a Sonic Burst onto any attack or ability using 0 action points. This doubles the range of the ability used and doubles the damage done on a successful attack. Must be stated before the ability or attack is rolled.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just read Arya's empowering aura. What the heck?
What do you mean? Let me be supportive, Cortez.
So now
That's
I don't
just
need to
hilarious.
do fog.
Only within a short range.
That's hilarious, though.
But with that, we will get started officially on episode 25 of Super D&D.
Oh damn, Ashley's gonna die.
Oh,
today.
a quick question, Purples.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You said the DM abilities on our sheets.
They should be, yes. Your sheet is going to look real fucking weird, though.
Mine is on like a sky.
okay, maybe I'm just blind then.
Just don't look at yours for a little bit. You should just like keep yours closed for a little while.
Just for a second, you know?
Yeah,
I need my notes though.
Well, you don't put your notes on that one. You can look at your character sheet in the Roll20, but you don't need to worry about that because all those abilities are irrelevant at this point. I'm talking your one on the Google Doc, which everybody should have open if we need it. Don't look at that one though, except unless you're poked. Don't look at that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm scared. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is happening?
So
I can look at it.
You can look at your Roll20. Just don't look at your Google one.
Gotcha.
All right. So
Oh jeez.
Let's see. Last
Damn, we
time,
really finished destroying the book, and then that's it. We left on that cliffhanger, and we've
pretty
just
much.
been here like this.
you have been. But last time,
Fuck.
you guys reconvened at the doors of death after seeing a little bit of what had happened and getting to see it arrive fully. Ambrose going to get Enarugi in the meantime. While you guys discuss what you want to do, what might be happening next, and the idea with Osiris and the others, Karyabasi being tagging along as well, and the discussion of destroying the book had begun. Before that, however, just slightly, was a conversation that sparked all this debate in the first place. A celestial came down, introducing themselves as Star, wearing a red dress and floating long tendrils of hair
You bitch.
with shorter cropped hair on the side.
So
They said that they needed to take the book and then they would destroy it up in the celestial realm where Osiris couldn't get it. And while they couldn't directly intervene, they wanted to make your lives easier. Athena was able to tell, as well as Arya, that something about this was a little off. Something wasn't quite what it seemed here, and decided to say they'll keep the book for now and get this person to go away more than anything, as Athena didn't really think it wise to immediately start another feud with Celestials when these ones at least seemed a little bit more respectful, even if this is new management seemed a little odd. So, they bring everybody back together. They call the Silver Lady, and they get everybody on the same page and in the same location at Silver Lady's location. They meet with Clay as well, and they bring everybody down into one of the basements where they have a living metal box, and they bring the book down to it. They do some tests, they do some experimentations, and hit it with a lot of radiant energy with the help of Mop doing the main source of damage, Ian adding some force into there, with Ambrose and Enarugi trying to absorb as much of the shadows and get it away, while Cortez uses the Insularite piece, while Jeffrey just held it down. They made sure to get Arya and Ashley and Kari, after the first one, out of there, while everybody had to blast into that, take a lot of damage, with the exception of Mop, and then be healed up to repeat the process a total of 40 times. At the end of this, the book was ready to be hit one more time, and it was destroyed. Athena immediately began to have a splitting headache that kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And then, the Silver Lady's horror, Clay started falling down and clutching at his back and legs and around his face. And then Cortez was able to feel himself starting to flicker, vanish, and then come back, feeling himself in the void, the soul that he fully had before of Jophiel's, changing slightly, until it was then once again Michael's. And then he nearly popped out of existence entirely, Ashley doing her best to tether him here, as well as others working on different ideas in their head before Ian was able to connect some of his wires to him and pull him into an embrace. Then Cortez's body completely flickered, but Cortez's soul found a new temporary spot. Ian and Cortez, or El Foren, as they dubbed it, at least Ian did, Ian combining their
Art
looks
in
for
the
the
chat.
for the time being, which there is art of in the Discord. But they were brushed off, as they said the soul was at least stable for the next 24 hours, and Athena's headache was also starting to go away as Ambrose was able to heal up Clay and regrow a lot of bones, something he wasn't around for the last time this was happening to Clay. But Silver Lady brings Ian and Cortez, and I believe some others tagged along, if I'm not mistaken.
I specifically requested for Enarugi.
Enarugi came with. And then I believe Athena went as well. I had her go with, of course, staying with
May
Cortez.
I please go with Ian?
No, you're not allowed, no. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's a pretty exclusive club.
No.
Only me. I go. Freaking
No fiancés allowed, you know. It's very.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
We're both
This-
going.
I don't have a
with you.
fiance.
This is
I wasn't
this is
there, I
boys
get to
club
go.
plus Athena.
Yeah. see? I wasn't there, so I get.
Evil.
So,
I'm
Athena,
going.
Ashley, Enarugi, Cortez, and Ian, with Silver Lady, is there. She is felt comfortable leaving Clay's bit of recovery, who's already kind of getting back up a little bit and shaking his head, and just kind of gives a thank you to Ambrose as the rest of them leave. Cortez and Ian, you see that you are just kind of allowed to sit down on one of the tables. Ian has been in this situation a number of times before. And she starts bringing in different parts into her lab up the stairs. Well, up the elevator, I should say, farther into the building. She starts pulling in various different buttons and different levers and different bits of metal. And she seems to be largely working with celestial and demonic metal. No trace of living metal, but with still some graphene, as well as various bits of carbon fiber. She starts first, while that is being put in a general semblance of Cortez's height and stature, based from what she has on file, and she starts putting in a very complex 3D design, marking that in and putting in different facial features while she runs an algorithm based off of photos of Cortez. That after a couple things like that, while there is very few, it seems that she has a database that maybe is a little bit separate from others.
I like to think that Arya just snuck in a few photos just because.
Yeah, there's some photos
Here's
that definitely
some
seem
cute
to be.
selfies I snuck in.
You see that there is some recreated photos that seemingly Thalia probably has on file and was able to send over to her. That now that Cortez sees those, might very well have photo references of every hero in the database.
Not surprised. If this was old me, I'd
I'm
probably
sure
be
she doesn't have any photos of me.
She doesn't need them. She just Googles Ian face left profile. And there's 1,000 of them at least
What?
that he took.
He put them there
No.
himself. He was editing Google and making sure everyone could get the right angle.
That's true. It's actually facts.
If you want to draw fan art of me, do it properly.
So,
He has a website just for his face.
all right. So, with that being said, she begins to work. Her just flowing through it. And she doesn't really speak that much as she gets in that flow. Just focusing, occasionally saying some things out loud, but not really talking to anyone unless they engage. But you four are basically there just with Silver Lady if you four wanted to talk.
I will precog her.
Okay.
By the way, make it a little easier.
Okay. You keep that precog up and running. She doesn't seem to notice that much. And she's so focused.
What will be the biggest difference in the
Well-
body I'm going to receive versus the one I've had?
Well, considering I am not your body, but having a general understanding of how the human condition is, you will be able to function much as normal, but probably the best person to ask is probably the only person I know of that is a robot and has a living soul, and that is probably the closest person to you at the moment.
I roll my eyes.
Hey, don't roll
Well,
our eyes.
He's gonna-
Yes, I was expecting that response. Sorry.
Excitement, oh my word.
He's gonna be a full robot like Ian, though, right?
Well, as much as a full robot is, I would consider Ian to be a form of cyborg. More than anything, as that is more the correct
There's
term.
a difference.
Well, a robot or an artificial intelligence runs off of an algorithm, but does not have a soul. A cyborg would be something that does have a soul, or maybe a specific amount of human DNA mixed with robots. Perhaps someone with a, like myself, will also be a cyborg, but I have human parts. Just a number of my human parts stopped working long ago, and have been replaced with robotics. Ian is just a full robot, but the cyborg part is his soul.
Got it. I don't know. We needed like a ton of people last time we did this with Ian. Are we gonna be okay doing this with?
I mean, this time
Cortez?
it's not gonna be like rushed.
Last time it was very rushed. It was a field lab with a number of scrapped bots that were of high prototype, but that's why Ian has had a number of program upgrades over the time as things have gotten a bit better, but I have done a number of bits of research, and henceforth have created Wrath, and that has gone through much more swimmingly. I feel with the help of Enerugi and Athena, it should go much more convincingly. The trial ones are always the roughest, and especially when they're a live trial, it's always the most nerve-wracking.
Got it.
So you see that it slowly does begin to take shape as she starts running a couple different tests on different pieces, runs some just program tests to make sure the arms, legs, all the joints are functioning, and then she starts to put on the synthetic overcoat, essentially making it go from this robotic metal structure of these various different dark reds and blacks of the demon metal that is being forcibly fused with the celestial metal, and they don't seem to want to interact until she kind of pushes them in the right spots, until there's almost this like overcoat of armor that is of the celestial metal, and all the internal workings are kind of left to be in a liquefied state of the demon metal underneath before the synthetic layer goes over with the graphene and other different carbon fibers until it looks like Cortez's face, and then his arms and neck and hair and everything else comes to be. And that takes about 5 or 6 hours. So in the meantime, what is everybody else doing now that Clay is set? Your friends have gone off.
Well, I don't know what we're supposed to be doing.
I mean,
If
I can take you all up to see Cortez and Ian if you want, or you feel free to go if you need to. I think I'm...
Nah, it seems like private stuff. I don't want to see what's going on, honestly.
He kind of thinks about it and it's like blushes slightly, and it's like, oh, didn't think about that.
Yeah. You know, I'm probably just gonna check into General Dahlia, see how they're doing with their whole plan. To get a lot of people together, so...
Arya gives him a face of like, I don't think that's what they're doing, but you know. I'll look to Ambrose and be like,
if you want, I can hang out with Clay if you want to check up on them or needed to do something.
Well... Sure. He'll
If
just...
anything goes wrong, I know you can hear me.
He walks off, but he doesn't go to check on them.
Okay.
He has been putting it off for a little bit too long, but he needs to go and look for Solemn for moon calling.
Okay. So you do find a spot, and we'll get to you in just a moment. You see that Jeffrey, as you walk off, you notice after just a little bit of walking that Karyobasi has fallen and stepped behind you, about like 3 or 4 paces back.
He's just gonna keep moving. He doesn't assume Kari has anything to do with him.
Okay. Fair enough. He notices by the time he's actually left the building and started heading back towards the compound where he assumes Thalia and the general are, it's closer to midnight at this point. The doors are still looming, and then he looks back over and Kari is still following him.
Oh, you're still back there, huh?
Yes, I don't really have anywhere particular to be, and since you are walking alone, I figured it would be best for me to follow you for our mutual benefit.
Okay, sounds fine to me. Although, if you're gonna do that, you can walk next to me. It's kind of weird having somebody, like...
I prefer not to have people beside me or behind me.
That's very particular, but alright.
You never know when someone will sucker punch you.
Right, but that's kind of the feeling I'm getting right now, and you're like right there.
Then I will stay a half stride beside you.
Sounds great. Yeah. So, How's being a demon? How's that going?
I've always been a demon, Jeffrey.
Look, I'm just trying to make small talk, man. This is like the first time it's just been me and you. I feel really awkward.
You do not have to make small talk. He doesn't say anything
Okay,
else.
silent
after
walk
that.
it is.
He seems very content just to walk in silence. If you want to talk to him, you're more than welcome to do so.
I don't know.
You don't have to. I'm just saying, like, you're welcome to do so, but he will not say anything.
I think Jeffrey is socially aware enough to know that if he starts trying to make conversation, it might end up making things worse. So he's just gonna enjoy the silent walk with his equally as socially inept buddy.
I feel like a little more socially inept in other areas. But
Yeah.
yes, as you head over there, you see that Arya, you're kind of left alone in the basement with Clay, and he seems like at first he was gonna leave, kind of assuming Ambrose was gonna go upstairs and back with Silver Lady, but you see he's kind of awkwardly just like stayed down there with you because he assumed that's what you wanted.
Into a social situation.
It's back at the party. It's just like the
He
party
just kind of
again.
stands there.
You know, I'm not as socially awkward anymore. At least Arya ain't.
No, Arya's very socially advanced.
Yeah. Me though.
You know, do your best. It's all right.
Yeah. Arya's gonna look to him. Did you have any work that you were going to do? I don't want to like take away from you doing any work that you needed to do, but I didn't want like Silver Lady to be worried that you were all by yourself after all of that just happened.
There was nothing in particular. No. I can leave if you want me to.
Well, I mean, you can. That's just I didn't want. Stop. I don't want. I'm also a little worried too, because especially after stuff that's really as big and drastic as that, I don't feel comfortable having somebody.
She's like trying to think about it.
I get worried if Ambrose helps someone. That's basically.
You get worried if Ambrose.
Because that's when the serious things happen, you know? Or it's
So,
Ian.
is
It's
it a-
either one of the two.
Okay, wait, but she's kind of right. Look at the past 3 moments that Ambrose has left us to do his own thing, and then something wild happens.
Well, we don't know Ambrose is going to do his own thing. You just know that he went up to
I
go
know,
see
right?
Ian.
I'm unaware.
So is it a bad thing that Ambrose helps? Or
No, it's just it's more like
sorry, didn't mean to
say you
assume.
came out of like it's okay. Say like you came out of a really like intense heart surgery and you try to work out. That's like I don't want you to do that, but I'm really bad at analogies. But it's okay.
I really don't know what you were trying to get at. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, if you're not doing anything, do you want anything to eat? Are you
I
exhausted?
have a room
Do
that
you
has a
need
number of
drink? Oh,
options for food.
right. If that's the case, did you want to go back to Silver Lady? Or...
Yeah. Is that where you were going to go?
No.
Oh. Awkward laughter, because he doesn't laugh at all, but he's just like silently like looking around the room. Arya,
I'll
Arya with
try
her
to
high
make
insight also feels like he thinks he's protecting her. He's like,
It's
so
like
he's not
this
sure if he
weird-
should leave.
It's fine. She won't say anything about the way that he feels right now, but she'll ask now, how's your daughter?
She's been good. Very, very good lately.
It's good.
She hasn't been in anywhere nearby, though, for
Well,
her safety.
I would hope so. How old is she now?
She's still 7.
Oh, that's me. No, Clay can see there was a happy smile. Like, oh, she's still a baby. Little baby. Yeah. What do you think you're gonna do after all of this is over?
I haven't put that much thought into it, if I'm being honest. Shrugs.
You see, like, she squints at him for a moment. What's your favorite food?
See, he has to think about it for a moment. He looks up. He seems nervous at the question. Like he was supposed to have an answer, and now that he didn't immediately have an answer, it's awkward if he says his answer and it's not something good. And Arya's seeing this go across his head.
You know, I won't judge you for anything. Steiner's favorite food is toaster strudels. You can't beat that.
Can't. Yeah, toaster strudels are pretty good.
Oh my god, I love him!
This entire session has just been awkward air. Can we call this episode awkward air?
I had it named Program Persuasion, but
Oh, this is great. It's like,
so good.
Okay, yes, they are really good, but what's your favorite food?
He realizes he's caught in a lie now, and he's just like, he's blanking out. He's getting red in the face.
Do you want me to say mine?
Sure. Yes, go for it.
What is her favorite food, actually? And you see now Arya has to think about it.
Well, this is awkward.
He's like,
Arya never gets asked for her favorite food.
but... Ooh, but...
I know it's your job to do this, Cullen, but it's been really funny that you can remember how he acts because you did the same thing with him when him and Ashley were in the room together, and then Ashley was like, never mind, and she left the conversation. This was like,
I'm
persistent.
16
sessions ago. This is so long ago.
And she thinks about it, and she's like, if I'm being honest, probably just tofu burgers.
I don't know if I've had a tofu burger. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's also, I guess it's kind of weird. Do you want to try one?
Sure.
Let's go. I'm gonna drag him to the kitchen.
Okay. You drag him towards the kitchen, and you don't really know where it is in this location that he proceeds to lead you to, and then he helps you out to go find it.
Yeah. I will cook for him.
Dragging me to the kitchen.
Yeah. I'm going to then cook the tofu burger. I don't care if there's a machine that can just make it. I'm gonna make it with my bare hands.
Okay. You see, he kind of just watches.
And if he
you do
doesn't like it, I'll
awkwardly.
just eat it.
While you're cooking,
Yeah.
we're gonna go over to Ambrose. Ambrose, what do you do to look for Solemn?
Well, my first thing I was gonna do is I was gonna go find Moon Calling and let her know that I was gonna do that.
Okay. How do you just go to her? Do you try to call her? What do you do?
You know, I haven't gotten much astral projection practice lately. I think I'll try and do that. I'll try and just meditate and then just cast myself to her location.
Okay. Which ability is this using?
An inspired action.
Okay. Gotcha. Just making sure.
I don't have a astral projection ability. I don't think. But
You have the one that you can do through dreams to view people.
Yeah.
But this is like I'd say a version of that, and I would say there's no really roll needed as long as you're familiar with the target.
Yeah, this is similar that I did when I looked for Enerugi and Leo and Minerva when they were looking for the shade, and I brought Ashley along.
Gotcha. Yeah. You see that you sit down, find a quiet spot. Most of the building is empty for the most part. You find a spot to sit, you begin to glow a little bit, and then you see your vision kind of shift and whip forward as almost the world itself seems to rotate in the right direction for you to appear floating next to Moon Calling, who was in the middle of seemingly like taking care of like some of the cooking or something, or like a late night snack, and then she goes, ah! And a cup shatters. It's just suddenly like picks herself up, and there's like 8 people suddenly moving around the house as they heard the shatter, the yell, and you see people running down the stairs, and you see like Medusa, Lythe and Zindiz, and everybody else is just like preparing for a fight, and they look, everything all... Oh, hi Ambrose.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle.
Have you ever heard of a phone call?
It's easier for me to do this.
I'm sorry. What is it?
I just...
All of you go back to bed, please. All right.
When they walk off, I'll say, I thought I'd let you know that I'm doing what you asked me to.
I see.
I didn't know if you wanted to meet up, or if you just wanted me to come back with the results.
She takes a deep breath, and it's definitely a confliction. She definitely wants to know, but she might not be able to handle it if it's something bad, at least in that moment. She thinks about it for a moment more and takes another sigh and just says, I'll meet with you, somewhere. Either here or wherever else.
Okay, I'll come to you then.
I'll be outside.
He nods and he'll pull back into his body and start heading off towards her.
Okay. You see that you head out. All of your friends are nowhere to be seen at this current moment before you end up walking through the now night air, and with it this dead and everybody fully evacuated, there's only occasional lights of what seem to be campfires that dot the space of all of the Kokaran tribes and things like that. And while they are tribes, they're still very advanced from what Ambrose can see at a distance, but they still seemingly are enjoying the use of actual fire as opposed to like lights and lanterns. There seems to be merriment of different songs sung in different languages. Some of them great at singing, some of them not so much. There seems to even be like brawls and scuffles. And while none of them were really involved in the tournament or anything like that, it seems like they are having a fighting and sparring and merriment of their own in their own little world, despite being so far from home.
That's nice.
As you pass by and get closer and closer and closer, you do see the white cloaked figure of Moon Calling. Her in her attire that you've seen her in the past, opposed to the very casual, just kind of t-shirt and shorts that she was wearing before. She says very quietly off at a distance, knowing that you can hear her. Evening, Ambrose. Still down the street a good ways.
I would wave because She has good hearing, but I don't think it's quite at the same level as mine right now.
Maybe.
As far as I know. I don't know. I'll just wave. I'm not going to assume anything.
You wave and she kind of nods until you approach fully.
Would you like to come along with me, or would you just like to sit here?
Come along in what way?
Well, I planned on doing an astral projection, the same as what I had done to find you. I can bring people along. I've done it with Ashley, but I didn't know if you wanted to or not.
I will indeed come along here, if you don't mind.
He'll nod, and then he'll just kind of step off to the side, and he'll sit down and gesture for her to do the same.
You see she does.
And then I will take her hand, and I will try and do it again. But this time bringing her with me and going to Solomon.
This time, roll me a faith or religion, please.
Okie dokie. Gotta open up some stuff. My roll 20 is currently frozen.
Oh boy.
Can you see what my plus is? I'm just gonna roll it.
Okay. Yeah, roll a d20 and I'll find your plus. For this roll. I think it's a plus 18, I want to say. It's a decent
I
plus.
rolled an 11.
I have his sheet. I can pull it up.
Yeah, it's plus 17. So what'd you roll?
An 11, so that's
Say
28.
28. Very good. So you see that as you are pulled up and away from this space with Moon Calling assisting her and following, focusing on the connection you have with Solemn. You see that as you do that, Ambrose sees they don't go as far as they might have thought. But the world seems to change. It loses color. It becomes reflective. But everything seems to be floating and tearing apart.
No.
It's the Silent Realm.
What?
And you see that the Silent Realm is in shambles. It seems that whatever happened to it, it almost seems that the world itself exploded. It is drifting as like a bit of asteroid in an endless sea of gray.
Whoa, how'd that happen?
Ambrose, despite it seemingly being muffled or suppressed, the black void of the ground that was so horribly sealed with immense protection is visible in many places around them. Only a few feet, and deep within, you can hear agonized screams in the millions, if not more. It's just this unearthly of static, because there's so many. Moon Calling tenses and instinctively kind of reaches out and moves towards you a little bit more from your seated position. And then you see that where you were in Arbel, maybe only an hour away to the north, you see Solemn, but not as you've seen him before. His hair had been shaven off before, and has seemingly been shaven off fully again, but there is a ashen gray color to his skin. And you see that from the back of his head that you can see there's something different about him, something darker than it was even before, with his nature kind of being a swap of Ambrose's. It almost looks like the dark form, the dark theme version of Solemn, or that Ambrose currently possesses. But you see, as he kind of stands and stiffens, there's a confidence and an anger in him that wasn't there before. And you can see just from out in front of him, you can't actually see it, but there's a slight red glow on the front of his face. He lets out a breath, and you see that his arms, you didn't notice it before because they were kind of tucked in front of him as he was slightly bent over, seemingly working on something, a shadow in front of him that seems to spiral upwards. But his hands from the fingertips all the way up to elbow are a dark black color, similar to shades.
I had a feeling.
You see, as he turns and looks at something, you can see his glowing red eyes, not quite as bright or as pupilless as Shabe's. Just the irises are red, with black on the outside, with white in the center, almost an inverse of what they normally would be. Ambrose can feel the presence of a shade within Solemn, like the two of them had fused into some nightmarish form.
Oh, fuck!
This is fine.
You see they breathe heavily.
We totally needed more fucking villains on our goddamn plate!
You see they look off, not quite at you. Ambrose, is it you?
What have you done?
You see that not quite hearing you, not quite seeing you, but able to feel your presence. And what is she doing here? You see Mooncalling kind of gasps and puts a hand to her mouth, as he doesn't quite look directly at either of you still. But then you see the swirling shadow like a miniature cyclone about 6 or so feet tall. What do you want? What is it that you need? The eyes seem to flash, as a whole area around you seems to go red. You feel a heartbeat kind of echo in the area. He looks directly at Mooncalling, but Ambrose, not possessing a heartbeat, he doesn't look at him.
I'm gonna pull us out before he has the chance to do anything.
You see, as you pull him out, you see his face seems to soften for a second and just says, "Wait!" as you pull out. And Mooncalling, what has happened? What's wrong with him?
He's fused with his shade.
No. Why would he do that?
I don't know.
What does that even mean? I know the shades are awful, but what does that even mean for him?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't? Does anyone know? She starts to cry, tears forming on her face.
I'll pull her into a hug.
She starts to sob heavily.
I'm gonna fix this.
I don't want to lose him. I don't.
I'll fix this.
You see, as you sit there for a moment as she cries, we'll cut away for a moment. Jeffrey, you've made it over with Kari to the compound. It's very late. There are guards patrolling even through the evening, but it seems that a lot of the patrols are a little less needed and more for the sleeping heroes' protection, so nobody gets jumped more than anything, because all of the other civilians are basically out of the city. You see that you're able to find the general, but it seems Thalia is gone to bed, according to Homefront that you seem to talk to. The general is able to seemingly rouse from a sleep or a nap or something, as he had been out organizing a lot of the perimeter and making sure that it's set up, is seemingly laid down, and then had recently got back up upon finding out you were looking for him.
Hey, Jeffrey and Kari, what can I do for you?
Hey, look, I'm gonna be real with you. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with Ian and Phantasma, and, I just wanted to check in on, how the operation was going. I saw you guys were, mobilizing. How's the plan being executed?
We got everything pretty much set for the initial perimeter. I got Homefront working on some of the logistics for where the actual barrier for the second perimeter will be. But we have people on constant watch, cycling from 2 different teams who will be in the main group.
All right, sweet.
And then we have the military forces. We're also, after a bit of rest, I was going to deal with the Kokarian groups and the kings and stuff like that to make sure that they're in on the situation and they know where they're best to be situated. They offered to be a sort of in-between group between the 2 perimeters. That way we have connections and we're not cut off by any means.
And on a more personal note, how are you and Thalia holding up?
I'm fine for the most part. As I take care of myself, Thalia, she seems to be doing all right at the moment. Still just as stubborn, though. She's at least
I don't think
resting.
that can be helped. Yeah.
I know. I've convinced her that if we all live through this, she'll retire, so...
Really?
Yeah.
I mean that in a good way. I'm surprised that she would agree.
She'll probably change her mind, but, it's a start.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything else I can do for you?
You want to go get a beer?
Why not?
You in, Kari?
I don't think I can get drunk. That's a human thing. But I can tag
Shirley
along.
Temple it is.
I will not drink a Shirley Temple. Nothing so weak.
He starts walking off towards the exit.
Okay. No drink for him.
Does he know that, nothing's open?
Yeah, no, I was gonna, grab my own case of beer, but,
He should probably go catch up to him before he gets it in his head that we were going to a restaurant, and then his pride takes over.
Right, yeah. Kari, hold on, wait a second. He's gonna catch up. And, I won't take up any more time, but yes, my plan is I'm gonna bring out a personal pack of beer that I have been saving for a special occasion on a rainy day, and,
You're
I'm
not
gonna...
gonna break into a bar and serve yourself some beer from the tap?
With the general? Absolutely not.
I would have convinced.
No, not with the general. He would have arrested you on the spot, and it would have been real
I
uncomfortable.
would have said nothing, got into the bar, and then picked lock the thing. I was like, come on in, just to see his reaction.
Bro.
But yeah, my special...
I would have done the big brain thing and bought the bar, and then we could go in legally.
Fair. Anyway, Kier, go ahead.
What's another beer brand fake thing we can make up right now? Pal Light.
Pal Wiener.
Bro.
Corona 19.
Stop. No, it's okay.
No,
Conversation over. I'm getting beer.
No, it's Pfizer 19.
Oh, God.
Moderna.
I get my Pfizer 19 out. And, I don't know anywhere. I'll probably offer, look at the city.
Or you go outside, lean on the balcony a bit.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you sit over there. General kind of takes a beer, clinks it to yours, reaches over to Kari, who's opened his beer just with his claw, just flicks it open, but doesn't drink it, and kind of looks at it. It's not as bad as you think.
I don't know why people drink things that intentionally taste terrible.
It's an acquired
Right?
taste.
Why would I want to acquire something that tastes like trash?
You don't have to drink it. I'll drink it for you.
I will drink it.
He stares at the general and just downs it without stopping.
Well, yeah, you proved us wrong.
Indeed.
Okay. Jeffrey will just flick his finger and the top will pop off and he'll start drinking.
General does this on the railing. He just the traditional way, just
Old tricks still work.
Look, I've gotten I off for a very long time. I don't know, man. It's been busy as hell.
Busy as hell. So what are you gonna do after this, Jeffrey? Gonna finally get married to Arya?
Oh yeah, you mean assuming that we live?
Yeah, assuming we live.
Yeah.
If we don't, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, I'm gonna finally commit and have a honeymoon out in Waikiki. It's gonna be great.
Waikiki.
Yeah, it's a little island.
I've been there
Been
once.
dreaming about for a long time.
I just woke up there once, actually. It was after I got pretty badly injured in the army.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I just woke up on a beach. I was very confused. They thought it would be a better idea to let me know I'd been in a coma for 3 months. And like I was on vacation for some stupid reason. I told them to take me
that's
back
really
home.
weird.
And they did.
Huh. I mean, that was the island.
It was pretty nice. From what I remember.
I've read way too many pamphlets, although that was, I guess, a couple 100 years ago or something.
You should go to the islands of Kokera, to the southwest. Instead, they are much nicer.
I mean, that might be true, but Waikiki is out in the middle of nowhere and away from everything. And there's not a lot of people. And that just sounds really nice.
Depending on where you go, you will get the same experience or same type of experience you are looking for, except it is done much better than a Waikiki.
You know what? I'll plan a vacation. If you want to come with us, by all means.
I am not interested in going with you on a vacation, but I can give you a recommendation.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if we live this, there will be plenty of time for vacations, I hope.
After Hell, the rulership there is established, perhaps.
Yeah, no kidding. What are you gonna do about that? Do you have any stakes down there? Do you care?
Well, when Zack is removed, we will see who takes the throne.
Gosh, I didn't even really think about that. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to be down there. I've just been so focused on how we're gonna kill that guy. I didn't even think about trying to replace him.
It is no mistake that your ideas are on this world, as it is where you are from. I am from Hell, and I'm always thinking about what the state of it might be, and what the state of it can be if a true king could be on the throne. All that chaos that Zack has ensouled into it, I'm sure it's been nothing but terror for everyone.
Hypothetically, let's say that, and I know this is out of character, but let's say you decided you didn't want to be king. Who would you throw up if you had a choice?
There would be no better choice than myself.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I figured. What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, your whole thing is pride. I mean, there's nothing more prideful than being king. I mean, it's kind of...
If I was
Egomania.
designed to be a leader, why should I not want to take the throne?
No, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. It's just I could have guessed.
And besides, it is Zack's plan that he stole from me, the whole reason he took the throne anyway. I feel a bit of responsibility for his unfortunate position.
The whole thing is confusing to me. I mean, he just seems like a dick.
He
I don't know.
He's a dick, as you'd say, as well as a crybaby and a coward.
I really just want to know what happened to the previous guy. I mean, old Scratch, the big red. You know what I'm saying? What happened to him?
He was murdered, if the plan had gone through, by Zack. However, I do not believe Zack could do it alone.
Just so weird to me. I mean, I guess there are just some things that are bigger than I'll ever be. It's just weird that somebody that strong and that powerful can disappear, and what do you know is where they went?
Well, if
Not
they
even
are
the Celestials had an idea.
Well, if they are beyond the purview of our reality, they could be anywhere they so choose. I also need to BRB. 1 second. Sorry to cut off the RP.
This super important P, yeah.
It's character building.
Hey, it's just a couple of guys drinking beers, shooting the.
That's how you get to know someone, though. I'm kind of happy.
Bitch, I'm
you
talking
are
with a
drinking beers
socially
with-
awkward man.
I'm happy that you convinced Kari to drink some beers with you, because that's like kind of cool. That's like, that's some bonding, Jeffrey just finds a way to do that with the most inconspicuous people.
And meanwhile, I'm here, like, trying to be
Dying?
the most discreet person in existence with the most non-discreet person in
Discreet.
existence.
He can be discreet when he wants to. He can be very discreet.
Yeah,
when
he can look like a wall.
Does he want to though? Nah, he's gonna be bright fucking green.
God, that scene is so funny to me.
Yeah, we were talking
wanna go
about it
back
the other day
and listen
because we had to
to
explain
it.
it to my brother because we made an inside joke and it was so stupid. And I was like, Rick, you don't understand. He was leaning on the wall, looking like a wall.
I mean, if you explain it like that,
so he
of
still couldn't
course.
see it. This dumbass leaning on the wall.
So
Looking
basically, become wall.
And then just hope the
Reject
guards are dumb enough.
humanity. Become what?
When he
Wall.
dies.
I know I wasn't really there for that. Like, I remember it happening, but I was like half listening to it because I was still just listening. I was like, wait, you're saying what?
Wall.
Sorry, what? And then I just imagined Ashley sitting in the middle of the lava, like, wait, are you that dumb?
Well,
was
stay
the-
that dumb because I didn't want you to not find him, but really,
but
are
it's
you
just
dumb?
like the idea, like he's looking at her the entire time, and she's like making eyes at him, like, uh-huh, uh-huh.
And the guard comes and it's like, oh, wait,
Hello.
wait.
Hey, welcome back.
All right. Sorry about that. Where were we?
Oh, good.
So, General, I think I asked you before, but I don't know. I guess if we're on the topic, do you think you'll retire at any point?
Well, the agreement with Thalia was that we'd both retire.
Oh,
So if she sticks to it, then I stick to it.
right on.
I've
I
been
mean,
doing this for
you
too
know,
long.
assuming that we live, yeah, that's I'm sure that'll be nice. Do you have an understudy that you've been looking at?
Not really. I figure the world's better, just good enough at this point without me. Well, not like that, but they've progressed to a point where I feel less worried.
I mean, after we get this done, I mean, I know I have some work to do, but the world should be a safer place, at least from destruction.
I'd hope so. However, you got that, shade still roaming around.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't know what sort of league of villains they're building, but all of them aren't the type to want to destroy the world, you know? Seems like they want to control it, which sucks, but
And you're saying Thea doesn't want to control it?
no. No, she wants to.
She wants to what,
everything
Jeffrey?
to end. She wants everything to end.
And I am
In
not
her
exactly
mind.
sure what Osiris's deal is either, so I would not necessarily put him in either lot.
I guess the reason I can understand. No. The reason I know Thea wants things to end is because, I mean, I've been with her for too long. I can't tell you everything that goes on in her head, but I guess this is her way of getting back at the universe. She wants to stop it. As for Osiris and all the shades and shit, it would be really weird for them all to come out of this place that they've been trapped in for millennia and then destroy the only place that they can hang out, you know? Just doesn't make sense to me. So,
You know, as much as we've done for demons, if they were at least a little bit more reasonable, I don't think they would have a problem being here. You know?
yeah, no, I hear ya.
But if they're all like Ambrose's shade, then I don't think there's any kind of reasoning or helping them find a place.
No, I think there's a reason that they're in there. I'm just saying, if they want to get out so bad, and then come here and destroy the only other place to hang out, that wouldn't make sense to me. What are they gonna do, float in space forever? Can't be evil if you're floating in space. That's all.
I think you very much can be evil floating in space if you so try. I don't think the location has any difference on the evilness.
Yeah, well, what do I know? Honestly, this whole thing is... If you would have told me back when I was working at that 7-Eleven that I'd be pushing buildings and destroying dictators and stopping demons from hell, I would have told you that you're nuts.
I think you would have, but I think there's a part of you that wanted to believe it.
Guess that's why I stuck around.
That's why we all stuck around. Some longer than others. Sometimes longer than we intended.
Yeah, you're one to say that, yeah.
The oldest living superhero.
Not true anymore. I'm much older than you.
I guess that's right.
My God.
Nah, but you're not human, so oldest human superhero, huh?
I will concede on that one. But I'm not sure why you'd want to be human.
Well, not all of us have an option.
You could at least be a robot. They don't age.
I mean, you got a point, but I kind of like being human.
Suit yourself.
Hey, it's got its perks.
I've
Like,
yet to
for
see
one-
them.
For one, no offense, but I think humans are a lot more complicated than demons.
I would say only on a base level. But
An advanced demon would be much more complicated than any human.
Sure, I just mean being a human. The universe is in front of us. I mean, sure, we're not gonna be as powerful or even as knowledgeable as some of these other wacky voodoo stuffs, but we control our own destiny. I mean, that's for sure.
You say that, but you know how little control any of us have.
I mean, that's the thing, though. I think I've peered into some weird shit, and I've been through a lot. And yet, when I wake up in the morning, I know that my decisions mean something, and I can change. I mean, be honest with me, Pride. When's the last time that you changed?
I do not change. I change the world to fit my views.
And there you go. That's why I like being human. Because I don't need to do that.
I can see why a human would strive to change. But I do not need to change, as I've already achieved perfection. Do not mock me. I'm not mocking you. I'm just saying that even living in the human world, changes, no matter how big or how small, they happen to you every day. I do not believe you. Well, now that I've said it, maybe you'll see it with your own eyes. Because I know I ain't going to convince you. So, as this conversation happens, the hours pass. It starts to get very late and the general retires. You see, Arya, you're able to finish making your meal with clay.
Let's go.
And sorry, what again did you cook? Because it's your favorite meal.
Tofu burgers,
That's right.
and I'll add like white rice next
Gotcha.
to it.
You see, he, as you place down, he kind of thanks you and just eats, begins to kind of wait for you to sit down as well, and awkwardly like breaks eye contact, realizing that he was staring, and starts eating.
That's okay. That's fine.
He doesn't give much
Is
of a
it-
reaction either way, if he likes it or
that
doesn't.
that's fine. It's okay. It's okay. If possible, can I ask like one question?
Yeah, go for it.
As he's like almost done eating, so he doesn't
Yeah.
feel rushed. She'll just ask him, if this is too personal, you could let me know, but how'd you meet Silver Lady?
She and I met in Arbel. She's been working here for a while. We'd both been doing a little bit of hero work. And we had been on a number of different job sites. She was usually on a cleanup duty a lot of the time, making sure that any kind of instability and stuff of various buildings and tech was accounted for, and getting anybody out to actual medical care, when I was usually the one that would go in and make sure the people actually got out, or people were taken care of.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I need to stay composed. What was your life like before you decided to become a hero?
It was simple, I guess.
my parents were, not rich by any means. But I was able to go to school and get basic education, and then when I found these, things got a little complicated for a while. Caps his.
Did he
caps
refer
his,
to?
his sword, his cross sword earrings?
Oh. You see, oh. Arya perks up a little bit that your power came from an earring too.
Yes. 2 earrings, technically. But that's besides the... Never mind. I found them.
I guess that makes sense.
There was I was at a carnival grounds in my hometown. And there was a masked man. This is very old lore, by the way. This is nothing really weird to Circus. This is just something that I had.
I know.
Lore, I promise.
It's just. I was at carnival.
There was a masked man that put this in my pocket, and he told me not to tell anybody. I was about 11.
Oh my god, he got his powers young. Oh, baby. Okay. That's weird. Did you ever try to look into who that person was?
I looked
when,
into
like,
it.
you got over?
And I went back to the carnival a number of times, trying to find the man. But when I described the masked figure, even though I couldn't see his face, he still wore a semi-recognizable costume, mask, and a red cloak with a white striped shirt underneath. But they said that person didn't work there.
Has this sounded familiar in terms of like our super D&D lore? Like nothing.
This seems fucking weird. This is
This is just
This is weird
weird.
as shit, bro. I was like, what?
Oh, jeez.
Where the fuck was this? Who the fuck was that? Why is this guy carrying around a power weapon?
Why?
Who the fuck gave
Whatever.
this kid a power weapon and said, shh?
Especially the power to turn like 15 feet fucking tall, whatever.
Leon, bro.
Shut up. That'd be stupidest plot twist. You see, she's like kind of lost in thought. That's really weird compared to mine.
Yours?
I got and she like tilts her head a little bit to show her earring. I got mine because there was one time I was walking home from work and there was an old lady that was being robbed, and I instead, well, okay, this might sound a little dumb, but don't laugh at me. I actually gave the robber my hearing aids in trade of the purse, even though I just got them. Because I figured they were expensive to get, so they would be expensive to sell. So, I mean, he took it, and then the woman thanked me, and then I made sure that she got home safe, and I had some tea at her house, and then she explained how the earring worked and gave it to me because of my kindness, I guess.
I see.
That sounds really dumb, though, now that I think about it.
No, it doesn't. Takes another big bite.
Oh, I didn't even ask about water. Do you need water?
It's get it if I need it.
Okay. And at that point, she'll probably just make more like small talk things instead, while she waits for others to come back.
Gotcha. At this point, we have kind of reached the hour mark where Silver Lady is prepping the last finishing touches. And then she turns to Cortez and Ian.
Oh no.
Cortez, there is a number of things that I will not be able to add specifically over, but looking at your combat style and the abilities I know you have, there will be a number of things I have not been able to perfect at this current moment, but we can definitely work on them in the future as well.
I'll be able to manage with what I am given.
Of course, I appreciate that you are so adaptive. I will be taking a number of things from Ian, just some of the minor systems as well as adaptive abilities that I think will be useful. Not that you'll lose them, Ian, and I will be adding the hardlight features that we discussed before. And we will get things moving. If I could have Ian, probably, because he knows what he's doing, if you could plug in all of these sensors and wires, and we will get things going.
Ian does that.
Now, Energy, you will need to help me as well as Asina. Of course. We will need to transfer the soul into one body into the other. There's a receptacle in the forehead of this one that I will open up, and that should be able to contain the soul. And then, from what I have understood, the number of different pathways that the soul should be able to transfer down and synthesize with the body. Asina, on the other hand, will need to make sure that the mind is not lost to insanity while the transfer happens. Because the soul to a long time without is not the best for it. And I don't think we want to cause any trauma to Cortez. Well,
It won't be a problem. It won't be a problem.
Of course not. With that being said, let us begin. Where would you like me to stand? I'll have you here. And Isina, you can come over this way. And with that, I need both
Ashley backs into a corner.
Athena to roll a d100, as well as Cortez and Ian.
I'm putting all my buffers on my friends.
Okay.
I'm procking clairvoyance. I'm procking clairvoyance, precog, anything and everything on everybody.
All right. So who gets the plus 14?
Plus 14.
You do have options on your sheet to give 2 people plus 14s, or 3 people, but it use a fuck ton of
Is
energy.
she allowed to give herself the plus 14? I just wanted to know. I remember there was one that she can only do to others. She can't do to herself.
Yeah, clairvoyance, she can only get the mega plus to others.
I also don't know where my energy went, so I don't know how much I have.
Your energy should be accurate.
Is that nothing?
Is that nothing? Well, normally I think it's been tracked going the other way. So
yeah, you fill it all up and then it'll go down.
Because like
you've had a rest.
Yeah, red is the energy you take. Wait.
Yeah. Well, that's if you've been doing it the other way, you're welcome to do so. It's just the reason I've started doing it the other way is when you do a long rest, it will always reset back to 0.
0.
So like if I or I perceive 0. So like if I hit long rest right now, it goes back to 0. So it's like, so if you like red dots are like, oh, I've used 4 energy. I've used that.
I do because I like hitting the button.
Yeah.
Literally the only reason I do it.
Up to you. If you want to do that, you can fill them all to red if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I have a thing about like even as soon as much I do this, I hit all my Discord notifications and I just read them all and just skim through them because I like doing it.
Yep.
Okay. Where is the...
Well, don't forget it's easier to view things on your Google Doc sheet. Don't forget about those. You should always have those open. Even if you don't look at them that much all the time.
Yeah, losers.
I've been banned from looking at it.
Well, yeah, you're not allowed.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yes, you did. You knew the Google Doc thing was a thing. We went over it. Even if you came in late, you knew that the sheet existed.
If you didn't, that is very surprising. I don't know how
I
you missed that.
genuinely never saw it.
You gotta pay more attention then in the chats, bruh. It's the. Let's see. Is it not pinned? Where is it not pinned? I'm gonna drop it in the chat again.
It is. It's the first one.
Is the first one?
Yeah. It's
It's
the
it's
like
first.
folder. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's first pin in the Super D&D chat.
Okay.
Because that gave me it reminded me to open my Google tab. But it's pinned.
Yeah, I've never seen these. I've never seen these.
Well, when
Oh, actually, because Moogles was actually gone.
Moogles was not gone. Moogles just got there late while we were going over them because we were still finishing up
Ah.
level ups, and that was the week we didn't actually play, but we just did all the level ups.
I forgot.
So, well, now it's there, and now
I feel really dumb. I feel really dumb.
Well, it happens. Regardless, you have it. You know where the things are. It's much easier to do that. And I know you knew about it because I specifically said, now you can view all of the complex information much easier. And you're just like, oh, yes, thanks. Like, exasperated of how hard it is to view in the spell sheet. So.
Yeah, we're going to continue to berate you about this for the next 30 minutes.
Yes, starting now. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to belittle. I'm just like, wait, I do this. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I was crazy once.
It was because I was having a really rough time at work and my brain was not. Okay.
Fair.
We'll cover this later. But yeah, I'm gonna do it on 3 people, and I'm gonna figure out how much energy that is.
I believe that is 24 energy, something like that. But
That's fine.
regardless,
We'll do it.
Well, look it up on your sheet so you can get familiar with it. But plus 14 advantage for all those D100 rolls that need to go. 1 from Athena, technically Anarugi and Silver Lady, as well as Ian and Cortez.
I'm gonna give at least one of the clairvoyant plus 14s to Cortez.
Okay, Cortez has a plus 14. Who is the other 2?
Pog.
I'm gonna give 1 to.
Wow, really? Damn.
I'm gonna give it to Ian also. No, I'm gonna give it to Silver Lady.
Okay.
And Ambrose.
Ambrose isn't here. It would be Anarugi then.
He's not in the wiki. I don't know why I could give this to. Listen, it's not.
Same character, you know, definitely the same person.
Absolutely.
They're not played by
basically,
an NPC,
yeah,
and one
you
is
could
like, you know, an actual
swap
character.
them out. Identical personality.
Dune NPC, same thing.
Yeah. Bruh. Wow. So.
Sometimes it just be like that.
For Silver Lady, I rolled a 99 on a D100.
Oh, God. That's a 14.
Ian and
She's
Cortez.
getting better at this, okay? She's done it once or twice.
You got this, Jonas, right?
Yeah, I got this. So, let me just hang out 1 second. Ah, fuck.
Damn. Got a 1.
That's what we're supposed to roll, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh my god! Fortunately, you have advantage. For people that can't see, Jonas rolled a D2, rolled a 1, and then he rolled a D100 and got a 2. Bruh.
Can you gong before you do this next one? Damn.
Absolutely not, bro. I think I went across my room.
That 2 ejected him from across the room.
You got this.
70, that's much better.
That's better. That's better.
There you go.
That was funny.
Oh my god.
Ew. Oh my
So,
god.
Imagine if you didn't have the advantage.
Wow.
Go ahead, Cortez.
Could I explain why this should theoretically work and maybe get a bonus?
You already have a bonus, but yes. Go ahead.
So, based on what we know about souls, they retain information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cortez has the information in his soul of demonic stuff as well as the more recent celestial stuff. And not only that, if she's putting me into this robot, which I would assume is like, you know, the whole living metal stuff that Ian's made of.
Well, if you remember from the scene before, she talked about it being made of demonic metal.
Demonic
celestial
metal. Isn't that just like living metal but infused with?
It is that, but it doesn't have the souls of dead individuals trapped into metals. to infuse into an alloy.
Oh, that's the difference. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to update my notes because I thought it was just infusion.
I mean, it is an infusion, but it uses demonic energy, celestial energy versus living souls.
Gotcha. You know what? Then my theory just got crumbled to pieces. It's fine. I'm just gonna roll a d100.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Also, purple, I found I can only
Okay.
make 2 people. It says nothing but 3, so take
do
it
I
up
have advantage?
Manarugi.
Gotcha. You do have advantage because of precog. 77.
Alright, it's fine. 77 plus what was it? 14?
14.
14, yeah.
Okay. With that being said, those are some pretty good rolls overall, especially from the 99 and the 65 from Enarugi. Pretty good overall. You see that there's only about a tense, like minute, 2 minutes before Enarugi puts it over. Athena holds the mind that reconnects with the soul, and then it comes
Do
to
I
life.
need to roll a 100 or no?
Yes, please. For last time.
You. Why do you do this? That was not better.
Still, it's not a bad roll. Overall, you beat the number that you were all trying to get by a good considerable amount. But with that, Poke, you can go ahead and look at your new sheet. It's going to look a little weird at first, but there's definitely some explorations that can happen as time goes on.
Cool.
And you can look at your Google Docs.
I am
if
no
that's easy as
longer
well.
banned.
Yeah, I have given you on the roll 20 as well. You see as
New
Cortez.
body.
You see as Cortez kind of comes to life, his eyes don't even look like a robot, just exactly like he was before.
You better not be janking my style, brother.
Ian's eyes don't look like a robot's eyes.
Yeah, they just look human.
Green.
There's only a slight, as it activates, more so from the engines and the machinery going. And then it's quiet, and everybody looks at Cortez.
You better not be janking my style, my boy.
I look at myself. Do I feel normal?
Yeah, you do.
Can I go over and like put my hands to his? Just see if he still feels the same.
Very slightly cooler to the touch than before, but not by much.
She will interlock her fingers with his.
He looks up.
Ashley's heart drops as she realizes that Cortez no longer has the ability to be sensed by her.
Yeah.
Let's go!
One at a time.
Now they
Get 'em
It's
all.
like a bittersweet smile, but she'll go to Ian, and she'll also put her hand around Ian's, because like he's okay now, but also, damn, my friend's dropping like flies.
Also, Ian still currently looks like L4N at the moment because he hasn't changed back.
Awful.
I'll change back now.
Okay.
There's no point in me staying like that.
I figured, but you know.
I'll turn into my much sexier hot.
I'm assuming
He
he's
fixes
saying this
his
aloud
hair,
as well.
rustling a bit.
Well,
There you
as Ian, you should also have access to a number of different things that have gotten added. But
Oh.
should be all set.
You didn't tell me I had to restart the system.
Well, you should be fine. We did a system reset a moment earlier.
It's not loaded in yet. It's still loading.
Turns Ian off. Turns Ian back on.
You gotta warn me before you do that.
Well,
type
if
of
you're going
stuff.
to give me sass, I'm going to also return.
It's
the
my
favor.
whole personality.
Well, I can play the game as well, can I not?
Well, yeah, but like it's kind of you don't understand how weird it feels.
What does it
well,
feel like?
actually, I do.
I don't think you understand how weird it is to just like suddenly like at least you get an inkling of when you get like I'm just saying it's weird when you do it.
You can't even explain
Your
it?
brain seems a
You
bit
have-
scrambled. Maybe we should restart again. And she
I
raises a finger.
swear.
She's
In
fine.
your
I
head?
swear.
But Cortez, how do you feel?
I don't feel much
that is it.
different.
Okay, I was just about to say, if you said you don't feel, that would be a major problem. But it's good that you do not feel much different.
I would assume this is just gonna be a, como se dice, trial and error.
It will be. I should be able to add onto it if we need. If you have any performance issues, feel free to let me know.
He stands up.
He's
Is he
holding his hand.
able to detect the energy that he now, I guess, possess?
Which energy specifically?
Celestial energy, since that was his most recent stuff.
It's only you can sense a little bit, and that's the one soul that's marked on your sheet.
All right. So, and this is the other question I was gonna have. So because I did hand them the ancillary piece and Gabriel's bullets to help with this process, is it like completely consumed or?
You see that the ancillary piece has been used as a centerpiece, but that's kind of been. You saw her setting it together. The ancillary was like a core piece that all of the liquefied, in a sense, like liquid flame versions of the demon metal that sits below as like anchor points and joints and sinew beneath the
so that's
surface,
inside me.
That is inside you. And on the outside,
Pog.
kind of rotating around it as like a almost like a nexus to kind of counteract the energy. And it seems like that allows the whole two types of very opposing metals to function within it, almost like a reactor core in a sense.
He's got an Iron Man thing in his chest,
basically, but with shadow and demon energy, or shadow and celestial energy.
We need new art.
Well, of course, that is unable to be seen at the current moment, just unnatural. He just looks like himself.
Wait, I'm sorry. What do you mean at the current moment?
You just look like
Get on it
like
right
he did
now.
before. If you activate certain abilities, certain bits of armor or different metals come out.
Oh,
I have
so
armor.
Cool.
I haven't finished reading through
You're a
everything.
robot. You're
there's a-
literally metal.
Yeah. You'll find
Oh,
it out.
okay, that makes sense.
Cortez is feeling out his body as Poke is reading it. So.
Pog.
You said there were
Yeah, we're gonna have
there
to
was
start
carbon
splitting
fiber.
in battle.
Yes.
The Team
right.
Ashley that she can actually sense, and then Team Jeffrey that she cannot sense.
Yeah, I
There's
can
all the
sense
metal
them.
people.
Yeah.
You can sense
Jeffrey
those guys.
Jeffrey did it first. Let's give it to Jeffrey.
Yeah, let's give it to Jeffrey.
Jeffrey can
and then
sense
the-
them, but at a much shorter distance.
And
Yes.
then the Team
She's
Ambrose,
actually-
he can't be sensed by anyone.
Actually, whiplashing her neck over to Jeffrey. Where's El Phantasma?
Not entirely
not gonna
true.
get
I
too
have
annoyed
sensed
with
an
it.
engagement ring from like 57 miles away, so
Yeah.
Which is really
given the
good.
right circumstances, I can
In the
detect.
specifications of specific objects, yes.
Right. Yes.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, Ambrose.
Ambrose is like the only cop over there, so.
Everybody's being
If
sent.
you want to know where Ambrose is, you gotta come to me.
If you want to know where I am, you just gotta whisper. I can hear you from a block away.
Where the fuck are you?
No,
So-
I'll just start
We-
singing Baby Shark and it annoys him so much.
No!
You go into the silent realm.
No, what we'll do to lure him out is be like, Ambrose, Ian's trying to kill himself again.
Everybody just
Ambrose,
no,
I'm
no.
gonna I'm gonna
Everybody
stick
just-
my finger in the electrical
Here-
outlet.
it will get him to come to you real fast if you just go, Brosy Wozy. Brosy Wozy.
Oh no!
He's gonna be like, shut
No,
the fuck
that
up.
will get him to leave the country.
No. This is how you get him. You set up a nice little brown noise area. And you just like stand on the outside of it, like
He's
I got
lured to it like a moth
Why
to
do
a
you
frame.
guys think that doing things that Ambrose would do would attract
No.
me?
You guys
That
are
would
Because
repel me.
Ambrose is
You guys
attracted
are
to Shambros,
all-
obviously.
You guys are all idiots. You just have to say, Ian, stick your finger in the electrical outlet.
Yeah, that would happen.
It'll go real quick.
All right. So, as you guys are now finished up, it is around 2 a.m. at this point.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
What do you guys
really
want to
quick?
do? Yes.
This is Monday morning, by the way.
I also
guys.
wanted to attempt to. I assume
it's
it
not.
also
It's
works vice
Wednesday.
versa. 'Cause I did feel the celestial part, but it can I also sense the demonic part?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right, I'll take my time to read this sheet while everyone's doing their stuff.
Okay.
Can I go to bed?
Yeah, you guys all head home together. But in the meantime, I'm going to cut back over to where Ambrose is with a very, very distraught Moon calling. you see that she does start to calm down a little bit from her tears as you kind of held her there at the moment. She kind of sighs and looks up where there is just a mostly open sky, stars, and a full moon. You are so lucky, Ambrose. To have
He
all
raised an eyebrow at that.
to have all of your family in one place, together.
I might not have known Solemn, but he is my family.
I appreciate that. But I'm talking about your relationship with your friends, the Motley Misfits. And I appreciate that you care for Solemn, but they've all been like that to me, and the most of them are so far away.
I don't know how much I can do about everyone, but I can at least help Solemn. I'll find a way.
That's the thing. I think all this time he hasn't wanted help, but he's still been so lost. Ambrose, roll me a perception with your elven ears.
Okay.
I don't like when you say it like that.
I like it. It's very intriguing.
Okay. You see, with a 64, Mooncalling doesn't seem to notice. As she goes to talk again, you hear a slight a step, a walk, a very light-footed gait that could be at any distance. It could be 100 feet, 1,000 feet, maybe even farther or closer. But it's so quiet and undistinct. It reminds you of Solemn's step, but you don't know where it's coming from. And while you're thinking on that, we'll go to break.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, baby. We'll be back in a little bit.
You did.
I can fly
I didn't mean
now?
to be rude.
Yeah.
My name is Jonathan.
How you get in my house?
Okay, I'll tell you, but you gotta promise not to get mad. I took your doorknob off.
Get out of my house!
I told you not to get mad.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry, I would have been here earlier, stopped for tacos, also ate them, and disposed of them.
Oh, darn it. Wait a minute now.
Hey.
Who's this?
You know
Star?
who this is. You
He's been with
100%
you
knows
guys.
who this one is. And he
No
already
way.
knows
I didn't
this.
have an interview with this man.
You know who this person is. The branding is too good.
God
Do I know
dang
who
it.
this is? Was his branding good back then?
He's literally
Oh, he's
Google.
been good.
Listen, I am the epitome of stupid. There's no way I
You
saw
know
this man
who this
before.
is.
God
It
dang
is
it.
3 letters. You know who this is. He's everywhere. You cannot avoid knowing who this is. I'm sorry.
The number.
It's even you can have a negative 6 intelligence and know who this is, Trey. There's no getting out of this.
You could probably be a dog or a cat and know who this is.
Dogs and cats probably have E4N plushies.
Probably.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to be rude. My name is Jonathan.
How you get in my house?
Okay, I'll tell you, but you gotta promise not to get mad. I took your doorknob off.
Get out of my house!
I told you not to get mad.
To feel threatened by my presence.
Okay. You see that as the footsteps just very softly, they stop for a moment. And then you see that Moon Calling kind of sees your tension in this space. She says very quietly, What's it going? What's happening?
Ambrose will still stay silent, trying to listen.
Sourceless.
Does he do anything else?
You see, sourcelessly, you hear the voice. Why did you leave? We could have had a conversation. Sation. You hear from all directions at the same time. You see Moon Calling kind of jumps. Solemn? Solemn? Where are you? She kind of steps off from you a little bit.
I'll, obviously, I can't look to him because there's no source, but I'll respond. I'll be like, I didn't think that was the best place to talk.
It wasn't that bad. Only a few weeks ago.
What happened?
The thing beneath the ground isn't there anymore.
Tartarus.
I guess if that's what you want to call it. I thought we were brothers, Ambrose. Bros. Yet you run.
You see that he appears just right in front of you, like he was there the whole time. Only about a foot or so away from your face. His red irises, white pupils, and black sclera.
What did you do?
I made a deal. Same as you. But I think I won in this trade. Solemn, I am not talking to you. I'm talking to my brother here. You'll have to excuse us.
You can see now that you can see him more accurately from the front. You see that the cut that he tried to do on his neck at one point is dripping this black blood just perpetually and just seems to drip down his chest.
Tell me, Ambrose, you can still consider us blood?
Yes.
I'm surprised. Considering how you abandoned me, and I was forced to go in alone. But I think it was for the better, don't you?
I don't think you should have gone in at all.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd say that. Trying to keep me from things. Keep me from power. Keep me from discovery while you yourself go and find it on your own. But I see you have a lot on your plate. Can deal with that later. Now can't we?
He takes a step back from you. Turns and looks over his shoulder. As he walks away, he just fades from view as if he was never there. You see, Moon Calling is shocked, face whiter than it was before, and she's just hands kind of up in front of her mouth, just shaking. Terrified. Ambrose also notices there's a fair bit of anger there as well.
On her?
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily at Solemn, just general anger or frustration at everything that's been happening.
I
do.
I mean, I'll let him go.
Okay.
But I don't know. This is just. I think at this point he's just kind of stunned.
Fair.
I don't think there is anything that he would do other than just stare where he was.
Okay. You see that you stare in that moment, and eventually you feel the gentle but still shaking hand of Moon Calling take yours.
I think you are right. I think the Silent Realm is
A place no one should go. I'm glad you told me not to.
I didn't want this.
I know. You should go home. As should I.
If you ever need me.
I know. Thank you. Well, this tight squeeze for a second. She starts walking away. Up the stairs into her room.
Ambrose isn't gonna go home. He's gonna find a bench somewhere nearby and he's just gonna sit.
You see that as you sit, what does Ambrose think about? What is going through his mind? What thoughts, whether coherent or not, sift through?
There's a lot of what if going through his head. A lot of, I wouldn't say regret, but just a lot of pain. The one person that he had left from his previous life before he had life is turning out to remind him as the thing that cost him Freddy.
As it sits, as you all, the rest of the Motley Misfits, get home, Mop and Seamus had gone back earlier as well. They are nowhere to be seen, but assumedly in the house based off of their heart rates.
Yeah.
Ashley and everybody else, you notice Ambrose hasn't been around. It's nearing 3 a.m. at this point.
I'm giving Ian like the side eye of like, I don't want to be the one to be the one because I'm always the one to be the one to be the one. And then she like looks out the window and then looks back at Ian.
Ian will like he'll be chill about it, and then like 5 minutes go by and she's still giving him the side eye, and then like 2 more minutes he goes, Ashley, calm yourself. God, he's fine. He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He's a big. Give me my phone. Give me my phone.
Alright.
Which one?
Don't you hand him a phone?
Yeah.
He throws it across the room.
Yeah.
And then he'll send Ambrose a text and he'll be like, you don't even have to respond, but when you see this, pretend like you responded and everything's fine, because I'm going to tell Ashley you're fine, okay? And then he'll wait 23 seconds. Oh, he just texted. He's fine.
What did he say?
He's just going to be out a little bit later.
Roll a deception. Ashley, roll insight.
I will roll an insight.
Ah, shit, it's a bad roll. Ah, shit, I rolled a 4. Oh my god.
You see, you look at Ian and just like,
She's like about to sign, and then she like stops.
it was
and
like
looks
too
back at
quick of a
Ian.
response. Ambrose never
No,
types
did
back
he say
that fast.
word for word?
He's okay. I'm not gonna give you word for word. This is bullshit. Just calm yourself, woman. Okay? Do you not understand that he is literally a superhero?
Yeah, and we get in a really
Yeah,
Okay, all right. I'll take your word for it, but when he comes back and something bad's happen, I'm just gonna. I told you
Ashley.
so.
And when he comes back completely fine, I'm gonna say I told you so.
I told you so.
And I know he's fine. God,
Making some toaster strudel.
she's so paranoid sometimes.
I can still hear you.
I'm just saying, I feel like you're the wrong desire demon sometimes.
Imagine what she'd be like if she had paranoia.
Oh my god, she'd be a nightmare.
No, thank you.
To be fair, though, we do know our cities and the shield is running around.
Also true. But I feel like I would have gotten a text or something.
Unless he is already dead.
Nah. Ambrose isn't one of those guys that, dies really quickly.
If he were to die, his soul could remanifest with the right amount of effort.
Exactly. I'm just saying, Ambrose, he doesn't lose.
The real worry would be that he was captured.
Nah, Ambrose doesn't do that either.
I mean, if we're...
Also, he's pretty good at escaping captivity.
If we're really worried, we could just give him a call.
Nah.
Looks
I do
to
not have a phone.
Ashley.
Ashley walks back in with a plate of like 8 different toaster strudels.
We're not gonna call him. He's probably on some important business right now, or he's wallowing in self-pity.
Ashley, do you want me to call him?
I swear, if anyone calls him, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't want to be overreacting, but like if you want to call him, that's
I will
fine.
literally snatch your phone.
It's
Where
just a call, Ian.
I'm doubling down on the fact that he's fine.
You do that, and
I will die on this hill.
related to turn it off.
And by that time, your phone will be halfway across the city.
Then I will get
Wait,
Phantasma to do it.
Did he say what he was gonna go do? Actually,
I don't know. Does anyone know? Anyone?
Last Arya heard. Last Arya heard.
Phantasma's body, so
Yeah,
we
it's
didn't
like
get to...
Arya's still loopy, about to head up the stairs, and then hearing that, it's like, I do.
Oh my gosh!
What do you
not this.
say, Arya?
What?
He was gonna go to you guys. He started walking away after Clay was all good.
Athena calls him.
I'm taking the phone.
Ian, don't take the phone. Why would he lie and say he was gonna come to us? He never came
Yeah, I
to
didn't
us.
hear. Wait, just
If he doesn't want us to know where he is, then I'm gonna trust him even more.
Just as an out of character thing, I do know nothing, right? I just
Yeah, you don't know
assumed that
anything.
he went up
You just
to
was
check
gonna
on
go
the other-
upstairs. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go up. and see
I'm
them.
asking you to trust me on this one.
Upstairs. He's sleeping in one of the guest rooms.
Ian, you can't ask me to trust you when you just lied to me.
I would never.
Athena's going to the porch.
Unless there was good circumstances for this one.
What is Athena going to do?
And what could the
porch and
I'm gonna
calling
just keep distracting you? And what could the good
Well, Ian
circumstances
has your phone.
be?
It's my phone now.
Yeah, if Ian said he
What?
grabbed your phone, he grabbed your phone.
Cortez.
No.
I'm grabbing Cortez. King Cortez outside. He's my phone now.
Cortez is your phone. Cortez, you are attempted to be dragged outside as a phone.
Don't do it. Why can't you guys just trust me?
Ian.
I know Ambrose better than all of you.
So,
Yeah, but
this
we
is
should
very
be
well
on
in
edge right
character
now.
because
Why?
I'm still going over my stuff.
He's fine.
Well,
So Cortez
he
has no
even
idea what's
was
going on.
able-
I'm grabbing Cortez. He's
told
going
us
with me.
that it was that gods came and
¿Por
told
dónde
him about
vamos?
these
¿Qué
doors
pasa?
of death.
What
We
happened?
don't know what else is looming around now.
You are such a paranoid bitch sometimes, you know that?
All right,
Oi, could you fuckers keep it down? We're trying to sleep.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're sleeping.
Yes. Well, we were about to. Go to bed.
Can you at least tell Ashley that she's overreacting?
I don't even need to tell her. She's always overreacting.
Overreacting? I'm just reacting. There's a difference.
So normal reactions are overreactions for you. Got it.
Alright.
Can you
Yes,
just
Papa,
listen to
what
me?
is going on right now?
I'm just saying, Ambrose is fine. They're trying to will a crisis into existence.
Ambrose is up here. What are you on about?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he got bored.
Well, that solves that.
Slams the door.
I don't think I heard that because
You
I'm
heard it because you're Athena, but you're on the front porch.
Why would Ambrose be up there with you guys? You were just having.
As Ashley goes up the stairs past Arya. He's not fucking. And they're like start arguing. More shouting. Meanwhile, on the front porch, though. Meanwhile, on the front porch. Athena, you are with Cortez, who said,
Can't even
"Pasa,
right
what's
now.
happening?"
I can't even read. Well, I was going to call and see where Ambrose was. Because apparently he told Arya that he was going to come see us about your body, but he never showed up, so I thought I'd call him. Apparently he's upstairs. She looks to him.
Bueno. If Ambrose is not back, at least until for a while, for now I think we should have faith and let him do whatever it is that he is doing.
But it's not normally like I lie like this.
He must have a reason.
She shrugs. Do you want to stay out here for a bit and let them all worry in there then?
See, I'd rather not be mixed up in the amount of noise that they're having in there.
James, why would you lie to me? Come on.
I was making a joke and you're not coming in. None of us has clothes on in here.
Gracias, Athena.
Hot.
I'm also currently Ian. It's even hotter.
Well, oh my gosh, can I come in? I want to know.
As Athena closes the front door again to make it more muffled.
Yeah, and then she's gonna like take him and they're just gonna like hang out outside.
Gotcha. So
You know, at this point, Arya's fed up with all these fuckers. She's just sleeping on the stairs.
You know, I was gonna say,
them
I
up
think
for more
Cortez might just
information.
straight up sleep right outside the porch with Athena.
you see that?
Whether she sleeps or not, I don't know.
You see at one point Cortez just kind of stiffens a little bit. His eyes. You think he's asleep? Maybe.
I'll like put a hand on his cheek to try and see if any of like the motors or anything are whirring, or if they're just like on a low system.
Well, you don't hear any more motors or anything from the way that the state-of-the-art way that
But
he's
I
built.
don't-
But
Yeah.
he seems to just be breathing a little bit more, like, a little longer breaths. Seemingly whatever sleep mode he may be in. But he's sitting upright.
Welcome to the club, girl. Welcome
She-
to the club.
She looks at him, sees that he's like technically still quote unquote breathing, smiles, and just like will rest her head on his shoulder and just stays there till he wakes up.
Who knows when that'll be?
Well, 4 hours.
Also,
from now.
wait, that
Long rest.
also now that actually brings up a good point. Now that I'm remembering, does he weigh anymore, or is he still like the same weight?
He is about the same weight because the graphene and all the other stuff, as well as the celestial metal being lighter, doesn't like will put him about a normal weight. The demon metal in its liquid form is not heavy, but is extremely dense when it's been hardened. Hence the abilities that he has.
So when I use that harden ability, I can straight up sink into the water.
You will just sink like an anchor.
That can become useful one day.
Mhm.
All right.
Pile driving enemies from a distance. Anyway, with that, everybody starts to finally wind down at one point or another. Ambrose, you have spent a good bit of time there, nearing 6 a.m. The sun starts to barely be cresting over the horizon.
If I'm being honest, he might just take the night to himself. He probably won't go back. He'll just kind of, I don't know, contemplate things on his own.
Gotcha.
But he would eventually come back somewhere in the morning.
Okay. Gotcha. In the meantime, Athena, you see that it's very late. You're getting very tired. Cortez doesn't seem to be planning on moving.
That's fine. I'm in about there with him.
Okay, you will take a point of exhaustion.
And then when I wake up, I carried her to bed. Get,
Okay.
Well, she'll be sleeping. Like she'll like eventually like get tired enough.
She'll wake up in her
Her
bed.
eyes will lull, and she will like stay with him.
Arya and Jeffrey, I'm assuming, go to bed as well.
Yep.
I went down the stairs.
I pretty much
passed.
knocked out the first moment I got there. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I was not hammered, but I was buzzed.
A little buzz. Yeah, he didn't really care about the sound. It's Jeffrey.
It wasn't hammer time.
You see that at one point, Arya, you will be picked up by Enarugi and laid on the couch. Because he didn't want to bother Jeffrey, so he just laid you on the couch. And you see Ashley and Ian. You know that Queen Rose had been previously staying in your room. But it seems like it from Ashley that she's not here, nor is her, like...
Didn't we know where they went?
They had been
when we started the fight club, they told us they were gonna head out into a more comfortable. Here, wait, let me go to my notes.
Yeah.
I forgot she existed.
Nice.
Sorry, I don't know how to turn pages. When was this?
It was a while back. Because before the Fight Club is like 12 sessions ago at this point.
Other Side of the Night, episode 10, teaming up.
Episode 10 or 9 or something like that.
Right. Oh, no, that was when we found her. Okay, episode 11, and then we go to episode 13. No, because Zoe was still with us then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it must have happened like
A little later, yeah.
sometime in 13 or 14.
Roll me a history memory if you'd like.
Okay. Or memory.
Okay,
Not
24.
bad.
Not bad. So, with a 24, you would remember that they had left at some point.
Mhm.
They said they were going to go away for the day, and they would probably be back. Because that's what Queen Rose said. Her assistant, or basically caretaker, didn't really specify, but kind of was gave an uninterested look.
Ashley's like thinking about how she doesn't want to be that person because she's already being that person for Ambrose and she's nervous, but she pulls out her phone.
Okay.
And then she like puts it back and then she pulls it back out again. And she's gonna send Queen Rose a text.
Okay.
Kind of being like, hey, sorry it's late. Everything good with you guys?
At the moment, you don't get a response because
It's
it is
nothing.
3
Yeah,
a.m.
yeah. Absolutely. Mhm.
However, do you and Ian go up to your room, or where does Ian go unless he's waiting for Ashley, or what is he doing?
He will kind of wait for Ashley a little bit, but eventually he'll mosey on into their room if it is vacant.
Okay. You see, you go over there, you peek in. You see there's like a little bouquet of roses on your bed with a note that Ian
I go
sees,
with Ian,
and while Ashley's
by the
like
way.
going back and forth texting and looking at her phone.
Yeah. Like,
What does the note say?
Okay, you pick it up. Does he read it aloud, or does he just say it? Or just read it himself?
If Ashley is there, he'll read it aloud, but if not, he'd just read it.
She was like on
I
her
am
phone
there.
following you, and then she looks up and sees Ian with the note and the rose.
Oh. And I'll head over to the bed.
You see that as Ian reads it, it says, Ashley Moriana, Ian Edmonton, thank you for your hospitality and allowing me to use your wonderful room while I stayed here. However, I've been feeling wonderful and better than ever and have decided to go and find a more proper place to stay away from all of the conflict to not cause you any trouble or put myself in any danger. Thank you for all your help regarding my lodgings and with Vanity. Stay safe, stay alive. Rose.
I send her back a text and be like, we found your flowers. Thank you so much. Don't worry, I'll keep in touch. And I look back at the flowers like, oh, yeah, those are real pretty.
If both of you could roll me an insight.
Uh-oh.
If something feels off,
That sounded too happy. I don't trust it.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's 44.
Can I insight while I'm
You haven't seen it yet. Maybe later. When
I
you're
was like,
awake.
can I insight while I'm asleep?
This makes sense. Ian having the lower roll here because he hadn't interacted with Queen Rose quite as personally.
I don't know. Something seems sus here anyway.
He is like it didn't seem right, especially
Me
where
as
you left
me as
her.
a player thinks it's sus.
Yeah.
So Ian thinks it's somewhat sus just off of
What do I think?
business.
Ashley, I'm gonna give you just some information. When you had left her, you had helped her lock away Vanity,
Yeah, we didn't.
and you hadn't resolved that. So
No.
the fact that she's saying she's feeling better than ever and has left to unknown location, that worries Ashley. She like sends the text and goes,
I still sent the
Oh.
text. No, that was intentional. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Because I don't want anyone thinking that I think
you
that
see
I.
that like Ian knew that there was some stuff with Ambrose, Ian, and or Ashley and Arya, and like they didn't. Something was still going on there. Ian doesn't have the full context, but he knows that something wasn't finished. They're
This
kinda
just doesn't
looking-
feel.
She kind of looks at the note
genuine
again,
to
and
me.
then we'll re-say what she just said, and she looks back at the flowers and be like, "Yeah, these look very lovely."
I mean, I don't know what happened really, but this doesn't even feel genuine to me. Like, listen, I've seen a lot of letters like this in my day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure that she wrote this. She could have paid someone to do this. You know what I mean?
Is Kari still here?
Yeah, he's downstairs.
She's gonna bring the whole fucking bouquet of flowers.
It's a
in the
massive
note.
bouquet, by the way. This is like
Yeah.
it expands that
Like a-
headboard
like
of
a
your
table
bed.
pot. Yeah, yeah.
And it's
Like,
like it was
it's
just sitting
cute.
there.
Listen.
It's also weird. Like the weirdest thing is not so much the roses, is that she had an actual fancy, what's the word? Stationery paper in the year 2102, where no one uses paper.
This is great. She's gonna pick up the whole pot and take
Where
the
are you
paper
taking that?
downstairs. You're gonna leave it up
Why?
here, Ian?
Why not?
Kind of looks nice with the next to the dais that it matches.
Let's put it in the living room.
It looks really good over here, though.
Oh God, fucking! She goes and she puts the flowers next to the dye. the
See,
red
doesn't it
fucking
look
flowers.
like look at it?
It matches very closely, actually. Seemingly
It looks
intentionally so.
good.
I need to go talk to Kari. Give me
You
a
better not
second.
be starting shit, okay? I'm
not-
so tired. Do you understand the day that I've had?
Don't get tired. What?
Yes, I do. It's like it's not the same as how like you get tired, but like I need a refresh, okay? Like I had a soul in me. I had
Ian.
a soul in me. I
Ian,
was
sweetheart. I'm just gonna go tell Kari, and then I'll come back up, and we can go to bed. How's that? I promise. She puts out a pinky.
I've seen you break these before, but okay.
I've never broken a pinky promise. No.
Yes, you
I
have. I can bring up like
No, I
3
haven't.
accounts.
Go for it. Wait now.
So there was that date like 6 months ago,
Okay,
and
there was no pinky promise. You
yes,
like
you pinky promise. You put out the pinky.
words into making me think that it was a pinky promise, but it wasn't
No,
a
no,
pinky promise.
you put out the pinky. We locked pinkies. This happened.
As Ari, you were about to fall asleep. More shouting comes from down the hallway. You were like, and you just wake up on the couch, and you don't know how you got there. First off, there's a blanket being placed over you by Enaruki. There's no need to cry.
Now look at. Oh God.
This is my fault that you broke a pinky promise.
I didn't break a pinky promise.
Yes, you did.
Shut up!
Everybody's awake now.
Please!
Oh God, because Arya's yell is like a real yell.
You see like the windows start to ripple and like threaten to break. Athena, you were like being carried into your bed at this point. You just freak out.
Oh my gosh.
I opened the door, slamming it.
I want cookies.
Athena literally like scrambles out of Cortez's arms and slams open the door like, why? I wish I could yell. I wish I could
No, you're
yell,
good.
but she
Get the
yelled.
point.
Why?
Ashley kind of opens the door a little bit. She kind of looks sheepishly at Ian. Sorry guys. Fuck. Shit.
See, this wouldn't have happened if you just gone to bed.
Athena,
Next time I'm coming out of my boxers.
Next time I'm coming out fucking naked.
Hot. Oh my gosh, hot.
Athena
I know.
points. Athena points. Go the fuck to bed.
Ashley's gonna whisper a little. Sorry, Kari. Fuck. Shit. Probably thinks we're all fucking insane. She's gonna close her door. Fine, bed right now.
Was it that hard? Was it really that difficult?
Yeah.
I just want to be in the proximity of my beautiful almost wife, and she's trying to do work.
Now you're just trying to use all your little fancy words.
No, this is my only motive.
Thoughts.
I just like spending time with you. That's it.
And she lays down. Holds her hand out for you.
Definitely chaotic
They go to
bedtime from them. It's now about 4 a.m. It's like
Usually starts with them yelling about something, and then in the end, you know.
the funny thing is, Ambrose, you get home about the time everybody is falling asleep, and you heard
So
the
Ambrose-
shouting in the distance.
Ambrose is like, "What is happening up there?" And he
Why
gets
are
in
Ian
and
and
everyone's
Ashley
like,
oh, that was Arya. Ow. Why is Athena yelling? Oh, the fuck are they talking about?
And then he gets in the house and
It's
all
silent.
is quiet.
Yeah.
There's like before Ambrose even entered the cabin, there was like a soft little thanks.
I'm just gonna walk.
Anaruki.
Yeah. And Arugi is just sitting there meditating near Arya, and you see that laying like stiff as a board on his side, like covering his internal organs with one arm and his back of his skull with the other is that's the way Kari sleeps.
Oh my god.
In a defensive position.
Worst.
Then Ambrose walks in. Zune, you have walked in, Ambrose. Everybody's quiet. Is there anything in particular you're doing?
He froze.
Aw, damn it.
Oof. I'm still sleeping.
He also did say that he was gonna go just back, like go to his room. I do remember
Gotcha.
that earlier in the chaos.
Then we will say that.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello,
Me,
welcome
Mr.
back.
Computer Broken.
Yeah, you've made it home. You heard the shouting and chaos, but now it's like quiet.
Yeah, he would raise an eyebrow at Kari, but he would then disappear into his room.
You're able to do so. The morning eventually comes to those. The first person that is awake, in a sense, is Cortez, Ian, and Ashley, as they need the shortest amount of sleep. But you see that up around the same time is Seamus.
What time is it?
It is around, I would say...
8 a.m.?
It'd be around 10 a.m. because you guys got to bed very late. And to get those 4
Yeah,
hours of sleep, you guys need those 4 hours. So
Did you just say it was 4 a.m.?
no, it
Why
was
did I
around
write
6
down
a.m. by the
4
time you
a.m.?
get asleep. That was for
Oh,
someone
okay.
else. That was for when we were in a different moment. But yeah, it's around. We'll say 9. How about we'll say that? We'll go back 1 hour and say 9. 9 a.m.
Compromise.
Which is later for you guys, for sure. Even the people. That
Oh my
didn't sleep
gosh,
in.
we're up so. Oh god, we slept in. It's 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Cortez. So he woke up in the porch because he was still there.
Well, this is from before. I'm assuming you've already brought Athena back to your guys' room.
Oh no, that's right. I did say that. I'm an idiot. Don't worry about it. So I guess I'll be coming downstairs, and the first people I would see is
Yeah.
Ian and Ashley.
Ashley, and you hear
Did
them
we
like
actually
talking.
get up, Ian? Or are we... Like, when you wake, do you wake? Or do you, like,
I mean, he was
vibe?
talking to you, saying, "Oh, we slept in so late." I think that was in character.
I mean, it can be.
That's up to you. Your character. You tell me.
Sure, it's in character now.
Okay.
Are we downstairs, or are we still upstairs?
I would imagine that we're still in bed.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
vibing.
Yeah, you hear them kind of like rustling a little bit, waking up, but you're the first person.
Yeah, so I would probably head downstairs and then I'll head towards the basement because now that I'm, I guess, a computer.
Okay.
I'll see how to attempt to get all the information that I had on the computer onto my brain.
You see,
I don't know how that works.
You see, you touch it,
So-
you pick it up, and then you see like syncing, and you're able to just like upload files. Which the window that opens on the laptop, you were literally able to drag and put those files, which is into your memory storage, and it's like very weird at first to, oh, visually drag file. Oh, it's in my head. Cool.
Well, that's convenient.
So, in the meantime, you start to smell cooking from Seamus as he's gone down pretty quickly. You see he is wearing a pair of shorts and a robe, and that's it.
Hot.
He seems a little tired as well.
Definitely hot.
As Ian and Ashley are able to smell what seems to be eggs, bacon, pancakes, French toast, toaster strudels, the whole spread.
Ashley
ham.
forgot how nice it is to lay in bed with Ian, and so I think they're going to, in Kier's lovely words here, sleep in quotation marks just a bit longer.
Gotcha.
Cortez is gonna go up to get breakfast, I guess.
Okay. Morning.
They'll
be ready in just a moment.
Buenos dias. Sure.
You see-
Oh wait, I'm a robot. Am I able to eat?
You can still
you've seen
eat.
Ian
It's
eat.
just not a necessity. Yeah.
You just don't have
Ian
to.
It's not a
does eat with
necessity.
us.
You can enjoy the taste
Okay.
of food, though. but
You
Cortez
wake
doesn't
up,
really
and
enjoy
for
it.
the first time in your life, you're not
You're
hungry.
I don't feel hunger.
It's a weird
You know
feeling.
what? I'm just gonna play it off as that it just feels normal.
Yeah.
To not like
Yep,
I was
yep,
like
yep.
I'm just like
That's why it's a system.
I'll
a
get something
system-
later. I don't. I'm not hungry right now.
All right, fair enough. You see that.
Dan's gonna click later.
You see that Kari is awake, just kind of sitting in the corner, just observing. You see that Enarugi is up and is kind of walks over, just says, "Morning, Cortez.
Buenos dias.
How do you feel?"
I still feel the same, but there are some things that I'll just have to get used to.
Of course. While drastic your change, life is always full of them, no?
For these past few years, yes. It has.
Change is often a good thing, though. Especially if you are sometimes forced to it. You force yourself to change for the better.
I can see that.
You see Ian and Ashley are still hanging out, but waking up next is Arya. It's like the sunlight is a little bright from what she's used to based on the open back sliding like glass door. So it's like waking her up bleary-eyed.
She's gonna get up.
And she realizes she's in the living room. There's a Kari staring directly at her.
She looks at Kari.
Jump scare.
Then he looks away.
How did I get here?
You flew in your sleep.
I can fly now?
Most definitely.
Oh no, I hope. Ah!
Oh my god, hearing Enarugi laugh is hilarious.
I know it's haha.
That is literally his laugh is.
I love this man. It's like she was like actually genuinely worried, like, oh no, I hope I didn't go in. And then hearing the laugh, he's like, ah.
Sounds like he's like struggling to breathe. Oh my word.
It still doesn't explain how I got here. Wait, did I actually fly in my sleep?
No, you did not.
Oh.
I figured your neck and shoulders would be very sore sleeping on the stairs. So I
I'll
moved you
sleep
to
on
the
the
couch.
stairs.
If that is
Aw.
not a problem.
No, it isn't. Thank you.
You are most
And
welcome.
she was like, since she's still like slightly drowsy, she was gonna get up to hug Kari, like as a good morning.
He stiff arms her quite abruptly. She's knocked back a couple steps.
And she, yeah, then she stumbles back, like,
It wakes her up a little bit.
Kari, good morning.
Good morning.
You see, even though she can't
Glares
reach,
at her.
she's like still semi sleepy, but not waking up. Just gives like a bow of like a good morning, and then heads. Well, actually turns on the TV for him so he can watch something, and then goes over to the kitchen.
He stands up and walks outside.
Never mind. Turn off the TV.
You see, you like turn on the TV. You walk over to the kitchen. He then stands up and leaves after you've walked away.
Oh. Dang. Oh well. And I'll at that point I'll just probably help Seamus with breakfast if there's anything else that needs to be finished.
You see, as you come over, here, Ari, I got your breakfast, and he hands you over a plate full of bacon, ham, and sausage. And he just winks at you.
She just sniffs.
She's like, still like, she wasn't quite that asleep. She knows what's in front of her.
I know she knows. That's why she's, even though she knows it's a joke, she kind of looks at him like, why?
I figured you want to bring that to Jeffrey, considering he's probably
I
a little
do.
hungover. Could smell it.
He was hungover.
Very drunk. He had like 3 glasses of whiskey last night, a whole tankard, probably a 40.
Oh no. Okay, I'll bring this to him. Thank you, Seamus.
I'll have a plate for your stuff down in a moment.
Thank you.
You see Mop comes down bleary-eyed as you go up past him. He just mumbles morning.
Morning. Oh, and Arugi,
Yes, Arya.
were you awake all night? I don't know if you need to sleep or not.
In a sense, I was awake, but my mind was in the meditative states.
Did Ambrose come home?
Yes.
Good. She just turns around and then walks up to wake up Jeffrey.
Okay. You see Jeffrey is... What is Jeffrey like in his room right now? I know he's not actually buzzed, but Seamus is just saying that he was hungover and stuff like that.
You can see, yeah, he's not like destroyed or anything, but he is sleeping in a position where like his butt is hanging up in the air and his face is planted in his pillow.
Jeffrey's always just the most graceful sleeper of all time.
X.
Oh, I love him. she's gonna chuckle seeing him the way he's sleeping, and gently like ruffle his hair to wake him up.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Oh.
Oh, I could have
Okay.
made a joke. Oh. Here you go. It's breakfast.
Wow. Breakfast in bed. It's like I'm at a hotel. Except I'm not. And I'm home.
It's breakfast. It's just breakfast in bed.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Gently kiss his head. Be sure he sits upright. Also, this does make sense considering you were part of the finalists.
Wait, what
For-
now?
For the fight of your... Do you not
Yeah, oh, yeah, I know, I remember that. No, I just didn't know if you were talking about something else, like I won the lottery or something.
No, How could we win the lottery anyway if we didn't use
I
it?
didn't know, that's why I was asking. Okay, whatever. Go do whatever you're gonna do. I'm gonna eat my breakfast.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too.
Another kiss before going back downstairs.
Go back downstairs. A
So
plate of
nice.
your food is ready. That is all vegetarian. You see Athena kind of is starting to wake up a little bit as well. Around the same time that Ashley and Ian might want to decide. It's up to them. Like, it's been a bit where they've just been able to lay in bed. And you hear Athena getting up, and it's like, oh, if she's getting up, we've been in bed a while.
I probably would have had coffee for her ready.
Mm-hmm.
Ian and I rolled some performance checks.
Nice.
We're doing some stress relief, and then we'll come down after.
Okay. Ambrose, it has also been a bit of time as well for you that you've been able to be in your room. Is there anything that he's doing now that he is at least semi-aware, even if it's most of the sound is muffled?
I thought all of it was muffled.
It's like, for the most part, like there's like occasionally a soft vibration, not enough for him to like really be bothered by it. Just to know like, oh, there's people moving by his door or something like that.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, I guess he'll come out and he'll grab breakfast.
All right, everybody is enjoying breakfast or coffee or waking up, and you all see Ambrose appear from the room.
Good morning.
Jeffrey comes out in a robe. Oh,
hey,
you're back.
Nice robe. Seamus is also
Thanks.
in a robe.
Hey, nice robe.
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't get to change into my pajamas.
Look, it's been a while since we've been able to like just sleep at our place. You know?
Mm-hmm. I was just really tired. I fell asleep on the stairs.
Oh. Yeah, no, I assumed you got into bed, but maybe I was wrong.
I never made it to bed.
Well, I'm sorry. Would have
It's
known I
okay.
would have. Okay, well.
You were
Anyway.
sleeping.
What's the plan, everybody? What are we doing? Do we have a plan?
What's the plan? Wait, do we have a plan afterwards? We got rid of the book.
Yeah. Phantasma, how you feeling?
I'm feeling the same. Although I might
Okay,
want to
that's
spend a
good.
little bit today of testing a few things to make sure that I understand how this body will function.
Yeah. All right. And got any like crazy impending death threats that we need to take care of? Like,
fuck.
Thank you, Jeffrey. This isn't Ashley speaking because she's still upstairs, but I love you as a character.
Well, we have plenty, but those are always after the doors.
Ambrose isn't gonna say anything right now.
That's okay.
hey, you know, if we have a day off, I'll take it, man. When's the last time? I can't even remember.
And we had the picnic.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Well,
Still the
as much as I want all of you guys to rest, I think you definitely deserve at least a day after all that busyness. Don't forget there was the whole, like, they're gonna come after us now that we've destroyed the book and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we can't really plan for that. That'll just sort of happen, I think.
It also means that we probably shouldn't be too far from each other.
Okay, that is a good point. Probably. Yeah,
Maybe we
splitting
can all
up.
just have a break day at the cabin, and if they happen to show up, we'll all at least be in the cabin.
You see,
Yeah.
Ian
Not.
and Ashley start making their way down the stairs as well.
I'd rather them not show up at the cabin and destroy everything of anger about the book, but
Who's
beggars can't
coming
be
to the
choosers.
cabin and destroying everything?
No one's
She like
coming.
slides down the rest of the chair, the stairs, like, what?
Thea's like head like goes back like seriously. Oh, all the time is to make a joke.
You're
I
not.
was
You're not
just-
really funny. I'm sorry.
Oh, it was a joke. It was, yep. I'm sorry. It
Oh.
just didn't come across that way.
Hang on.
Sorry.
We'll try coming down the stairs again. Come on.
Again, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, take two. All right. I go back up with Ian.
Can I insight? Because Ashley's way too happy right now.
I don't even need to insight.
You do not need to insight.
Nah, you can tell.
I don't
It's very
think- I don't
obvious
think-
every time they do
If
it.
you take one look at either of them, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, they're gonna be like this
okay.
for the next hour at
Her,
least.
her perfect hair. There's one single piece of hair that is out of place, and I think it's like, yeah,
Nope,
she said.
not Ashley. Not
I
Ashley.
know, I was kidding.
Ian, maybe.
No, not Ian. Never Ian.
Athena looks over and doesn't even repeat what they said and just turns back to their coffee.
Idiotas.
Morning, guys. What are we up to?
We're
Says
gonna have a
playing it
break
off.
day.
A birthday.
Break? I think it's-
After everything, after we've been fighting for what seemed like forever.
It's only like
Yeah,
2 days.
man.
What are you talking about?
That really did feel like several weeks, even though it was a couple of days.
Y'all are fucking weird. It felt like 2 days.
Yeah, you guys are so weird.
Well, I
No,
had a
it
lot
felt
of
really
baking
long.
to do.
I don't know.
Technically,
I
I
think-
just wanted it to be one evening, so.
I just feel like we're not used to fighting for that long, so it kind of felt longer than it actually was.
But it was
Yeah.
good training for when we end up fighting for even longer.
Oh yeah, it gave me a lot of ideas.
Last time y'all
Talking
fought
about
that long
ideas,
is when Elias was
Cortez,
around.
how you feeling with that body?
He's just gonna keep getting
Everybody.
asking.
Hey, nice
They're gonna
haircut.
put-
Hey, nice haircut.
Kinda
Hey,
looks-
nice haircut.
looks back at him.
I like put a hand on his back and just like, it's fine. This is fine.
It usually
Fine,
stops
okay.
after about like 2 days.
Sorry. I mean, I'm just assuming it's probably similar.
Estoy bien. I'm fine.
Hmm.
It's just something to get used to having.
You know, a tip that helped me is you can actually record yourself saying it's nice, it's fine, and then whenever someone asks you that, you can just play it.
And you don't actually have to say it. Wait, have you been? Never mind.
Yeah, no,
I say in
sometimes
Ian's voice in a very robotic way. You just hear Samish go, "Oh yeah, Ash, love you too."
She like gets shivers down her spine.
yeah, I do have a soundboard of myself.
I'm not really
Bro.
that surprised.
Well, sometimes I just don't want to respond, you know?
I mean, technically, you're still responding.
Hey,
Well,
Ian,
technically, sometimes I just don't want to respond, you know? Oh,
you know,
sorry,
you could
one,
just
one.
pay me for you could just pay me to go to like interviews and stuff, and I could just be you.
Oh
Wait,
my
can you
god.
do that for me? Wait, hold on.
No, I
That
actually like
sounds-
some of the interviews. But you
Oh.
could make money.
You could do it for me. I'm just saying.
Hey, business opportunity.
Jeffrey, how many interviews are you going to?
He's been to like at least 3 or 4 since I've known you guys.
Look, we don't have to talk about how many interviews I'm getting, all right? It's not a contest.
I could probably do it.
But like, if it was, I'd win.
Sure, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for ones that didn't end in a fiasco, though, you'd lose.
Hey, an interview's an interview.
Yeah, it's content.
I slip half of my ungodly amount of toaster strudels that I've created. I'm sorry, toasted is what I should say. Onto Mop's plate. And then I get a tiny tea plate and I put one on there and I go over to Kari.
Hey, I was gonna eat that.
Hey, you're not
it
now.
was mine. It
Those
was
were
mine.
all mine.
I was actually gonna
Those weren't
eat that.
yours. Yours were over there.
No.
Points at another
No,
plate.
this is my stash, actually.
Travis.
Something, finder keepers.
It's basically
whatever.
the same thing. No, it's different. It goes and grabs the other plate of toaster strudels and brings it over too. There's like 8 boxes worth of toaster strudels.
I do walk over to Kari though, and I hold out the plate
He's
with a singular toaster.
Oh, I'm
He's
muted.
outside.
I'm so sorry.
He's outside sitting in the grass.
Oh, well, I'll go to him anyways. I do need to talk to him.
Can I?
Everyone else can keep eating.
I was gonna ask if I could go. Fuck. Follow.
You gonna go fuck follow?
You want to go fuck Kari? I don't know.
I'll fuck Jeffrey.
I'm just saying, if you wanna, that would be the scandal of the year.
All right, anyway, you bring him out there. You follow.
I don't think he's fucked anyone before.
What? What are you doing?
Well,
Jeffrey?
it's super important conclusion.
Sorry.
He
He just doesn't give me the vibe that he's fucked someone before.
Well,
Kari, yeah.
well, when you go out there and give him the toast strudel, you can ask him.
No, I'm not gonna ask him. I'm gonna go out.
Wait, does somebody
say I
have an image? I have an idea. Hold on.
An image of
Wait,
what?
Kari being a virgin?
Yeah.
Caroline's breaking. She's squeaking.
You did this to yourself.
And Kier's just muted. He's in the lab. He's working.
Anyway, so very composed Caroline as Ashley walks out. Arya follows. You see Kari kind of ears kind of twitch, but he doesn't look at you.
Hey, Kari.
Morning.
I brought you a snack. You might like it. It's strawberry filled.
I can smell it.
Do you sleep all right?
What is the point of this conversation?
I am checking in on you. I can't check in on you.
No, it is not needed.
All right. Well, then I'll get to the other point of this conversation.
Good.
Something's up.
When is it not with you?
This time it's not with me. Thank you very much. Well, Ian and I were left some very lovely red roses and a little note, and she'll pull it out from her boobs.
Okay.
And she'll show it to him. From Queen Rose. Although, I think you can read that and get a good idea.
Takes it, reads it. I'm gonna peek over. So you kind of look over. Arya's reading it as well. He just hands it to you after he quickly, scans the page once, hands it back to Arya. He seems to have read all of it as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hold it, I give it Arya.
Thank you.
And you see Arya's reading it
I
as
had to
well.
read that fast.
I do not have the context.
You were here when we were gonna deal with Arlen.
We didn't. I'm sorry. I do not remember. You'll have to forgive me. I was busy being tackled through a staircase.
Fair. Well, we tried to have a chat with Vanity. Didn't quite go too well. For now, we locked Vanity up, knowing very well that it wouldn't hold forever. Seems like Vanity's a lot stronger than what I thought. And she wrote that and left.
What are you trying to accomplish by telling me this?
Well, are you not on board to help deal with any other rogue desire demons, or are you just hanging out here to help us out with chaos?
I'm hanging out here because it was recommended. If you want me to leave, I can.
No, I want you to help.
I don't think she is that much of a problem. She is not bothering any of us and keeping away from what it seems.
You know more about her?
I know that they care for themselves, more so than any desire demon.
So here's the difference between me and you. You'd be okay that Vanity just took over Queen Rose and is gonna keep doing whatever she needs to, I guess, get a good taste of her desire. Me, on the other hand, knows there is a person in there, a person that would thrive so much better if they could work with their desire demon rather than having that whole thing control them.
You say that, but I am not of that persuasion. I have been
You
able
have
to do
to be.
much more
Look at
accomplishments
you.
than you ever have in your life so far. I have done thousands of countless heroic and impressive acts over the course of many years across different nations and times.
She climbs the little fence of the thing there to sit on it, just to be able to look down at him a bit.
He stands up.
She'll cross her arms and she'll be like, "Yeah, the way you are right now, right?"
Yes. And I
Yeah.
have taken over my human side fully.
There's a lot more teamwork in there than you think there is, Kari.
There
Look at you.
isn't. He says, getting close
There
to her, kind of putting a
is.
foot up on the railing as well.
There is.
He shoves
She
her
says,
off the,
kind of
off the
not
balcony.
being intimidated.
He literally
She
kicks the balcony. You flip off of it.
I'll flip off
Athena,
of it.
you hear the breaking
A
of wood
superhero
outside.
jump at landing. Superhero landing onto the grass, and then I look back up at him.
Groans.
You really can't be
Across
pissed
the
at
What's
me.
going on out here?
You really can't be pissed at me when I'm right, and you've done great things as a connected person.
As a demon.
As a demon and a human, Kari, you really can't lie about this one. Look at you. Have you looked in a mirror?
Yes, quite frequently.
There you go.
And you would
Why
be able
lie
to tell
about it?
that I am a demon, Ashley.
Rolls her eyes. So am I. But we're also human. When are you going to get it into your head?
Look, Ashley, you might see it one way, but I've seen it as I've taken over that side, suppressed it, the weaker human side. You may have done what it works for you, but for me, that is not the case.
She looks like she was about to say something. Decides to hold her tongue. All right, whatever you want then, Kari. However you want it. She's not going to give him the satisfaction of winning that conversation, so she's just going to walk back inside. Slowly walking back onto the balcony to walk back inside.
You see that he's like, his muscles are tensing. Ashley can't see it, but Arya and Ian can see it from where they are. And he's like debating whether he's gonna throw something at her, or he's
Right?
gonna back down, or tackle her. But he's like,
Ian's gonna put a hand on his shoulder.
She is absolutely egging him on, by the way.
He
Like,
shrugs.
very much so.
Shrugs his hand off immediately.
Hey, it's not worth it. What have we talked about?
He looks at you. He's like, that was like the worst thing to say.
Worst thing to say.
It's not
it was
worth it.
absolutely worth it.
It's trust me.
How can you stand that imbecile?
I'll be the first to admit she's a pain in the ass sometimes.
Hey.
Nah, you know it. But this, whatever she says, doesn't affect you. At the end of the day, you're still you. You've still accomplished whatever you've accomplished. And if she has a different opinion than you, then why does it matter to you?
It's a matter of principle.
Can't be a matter of principle if you're lying.
Oh my gosh, you're not helping.
He starts walking towards Ashley.
You are literally, you know what? No, go get him, champ. No. She's asking for it.
If you break something, I will kill you.
I will pay for it. All right. Kari, do go get her.
He's gonna walk. He starts walking, and he starts jogging, and he starts sprinting. And then he's like on all fours, and he's gonna flying drop kick at Ashley towards her back.
You deserve this.
I obviously sense him coming. I'm going to try to dodge this.
Okay. Roll a dodge.
I don't want to be that guy, but I'm kind of rooting against you.
Perfectly fine. Ash is very obviously intentionally egging this guy.
All right.
You're being a brat.
All right. So he hits with a 43.
Oof.
Kari, no being a joke, especially in a 1v1, hits Ashley square in the back. They go through the glass back doors.
Ay.
They slide across the living room and hit the wall of Ambrose's door.
Oh, please don't.
Night.
Can I
Ashley,
like?
hold on, let me roll the attack. What are you trying to do?
Can I just
I'm
mental
going
move so she doesn't go through the glass if something on glass like doesn't break?
I mean, you see it happening, but they're coming at it very fast with a lot of force. That I believe is.
Question. 'Cause
$150?
this is a good time to test something, Purple. I have reaction abilities.
Yes. What are you gonna do?
Is it possible I can like get there like before they crash Ambrose's wall? Just go there and attempt to demon metal density, since I can't be moved. They're just gonna crash onto me.
Ooh.
Yeah, like you see that
no.
Ambrose's wall is
Does
not
he have
hit.
inhuman reactions as a robot now?
I swear to God.
Yeah, he does not. But you're able to kind of
Oh.
slide over, seeing them coming. Like this is like it's not.
Yeah.
It's obvious what's happening.
I mean, Ashley also looked like she saw it coming. It was
she
just
was like
now
gonna
whether
step
she
out of
was
the
gonna be
way,
able
and he
to-
like knew
yeah.
that she was gonna step out of the way. It's like,
It was
oh
less-
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like she knew that. Oh yeah, this is coming on in. So you would know for sure.
Yeah, and you're able to slide over, and it seems like you hit a solid surface, like Jeffrey or something. You see Cortez is standing above you as you're both on the floor prone. Let's see. Ashley takes 360 points of damage.
Not bad. Minus 360.
Bludgeoning.
Oh, just 60. Sorry. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Why does she do this?
I'm going to
I don't
flip
know.
around. You like as if
I just wanted to ask.
Por
El
favor,
Fantasma
do
was
not
a shield.
destroy the house.
At least take it outside, please.
I'm going to. I can't do that actually. Yeah. She'll bloodshot outside then. She listens to what Ian said.
Okay.
And she starts luring him back out.
Okay.
Try again, big boy.
All
You're
right.
not helping.
You owe me, Ambrose. I took that for your wall.
Ian's gonna go ref the fight.
Okay. With that,
AKA if it looks like it's starting to get out of hand, I'll step in. But other than that, I'm just gonna watch.
Fair.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of rooting for Kari. You're being a brat.
Yeah. No,
She
that's
knows.
actually fair. Absolutely.
I just wanted to ask a question.
Your question will be answered later.
so with that though, as the initiative is about to be rolled between Kari and Ashley,
Oh God.
we will finish up for tonight's session.
Wait. Can I do one thing really, really quickly?
You
What
ended
is it?
it?
We have like 10 more minutes.
Really quickly.
No. Pick up
We have
next
like
time.
7 more minutes.
As Kari walks out,
Combat has ever lasted 7 minutes.
All right, we'll go speak, guys. Let her finish it up.
as Kari walks out, Athena looks to Ashley just disappointed.
That's fine.
She's not mad that the house is breaking. She's disappointed.
It's not the first time that this house has been broken.
It's not the first, and she's not disappointed about the
It just
house.
seems
She's
whenever
disappointed.
Kari's over, though, something gets broken.
I'd like to put a soul print on the house.
Ashley.
Well, last time it was Wrath. It's usually one of the Desire Demons are fighting.
Hey, it wasn't my fault this time.
Nope.
It was, yeah, exactly.
So we will pick up next time as the initiative rolls between the two of them. But thank you guys so much for playing, and I will see you guys next time.
I'm a cyborg now.
Cyborg Ninja.
Cyborg Ninja dude.